Call of Shame is shutting down. Or rather, he was called out so bad in Karl Jobst's content nuke that he had no other choice but to go full alt-right grifter. Or so we assume. If you guys don't know what happened, basically Karl Jobst recently made a video debunking literally everything that Call of Shame has done in the last few years when it comes to all the lies, the made up evidence, cheating himself, and so much more. And we actually reacted to the whole content nuke on stream, and we're gonna run this a little later on. But overall, this guy got packed so hard that he had no other choice but to delete a ton of his videos and again turning his channel from catching cheaters, which he never really did, to making Christian content. Maybe this won't be a alt-right grift. I have a feeling it will be, because whenever a content creator gets called out, they almost always take that route. So we're gonna have to see, but either way, he's going to change his AI slop from pretending to catch cheaters to AI slop about Christianity. We're gonna have to see. And this doesn't really come too much of a surprise. This guy was pretty right-wing, going off of his comments, going off of the fact that he was extremely transphobic against Riley CS. This guy even believed that the rapture was gonna happen just a few days ago, if you go off of his comments. So I'm not surprised to see Call of Shame take this direction with his channel. Or I guess I am, because I never thought that all of the lies he has been spreading would ever catch up to him. All it really took was him biting off way more than he could chew, accusing somebody of cheating who by no means was cheating, quadrupling down and constantly misgendering her, and making it extremely clear it was never about the cheating, but just about grifting for his entire career to basically be done. We'll see where this channel goes. Maybe he doesn't take the alt-right angle. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But either way, we reacted to the entire content nuke on the stream. If you guys didn't see it, I guess enjoy the video. So let's take a look.
Weeks ago, I released a video. Hello, you absolute legend.
Is that his mic or is that mine?
A few weeks ago, I released.
He has to fix his mic. Damn. All right.
Hello, you absolute legends. A few weeks ago, I released a video covering the alleged Battlefield 6 cheater Riley CS, where I went through and debunked the biggest myths and misconceptions that were being spread. And at the end of the video, I said this. On the flip side, Riley hasn't been banned in-game, which could be used as evidence that she isn't cheating, especially given that according to their anti-cheat team, they have already prevented over 300,000 attempts to cheat already. Well, shortly after I released that video, I started getting flooded with comments saying that Riley had been officially banned.
Oh, interesting.
I even got comments saying that Riley had confessed and had been kicked off her team. And indeed, it has been confirmed that Riley CS was banned in-game by EA. And we know that Riley was banned because this video said she was. So... yeah,
case closed, guys. Case closed.
I guess that's that. Case closed. Riley is a confirmed cheater. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next... Well, you know what? I guess while we're here, maybe I should quickly double-check that video just to make sure there is some evidence to support that claim, because it is a pretty big claim. I mean, I know that someone would never lie on the internet, so it's obviously going to be a huge waste of time, but these days one of my character flaws is that I tend not to believe what people say unless they prove it. I learned my lesson the hard way. Given the title of the video, I expect there to be something like a screenshot or a video showing that Riley's account was banned. And the evidence must be pretty good because other larger creators were spreading it as if it were gospel. So let's see
right?
what...
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's take a look.
Call of Shame's evidence is.
As you all know, the video caused a massive...
I have to listen to this AI voice again. Oh, fuck me, man. We have to listen to this AI voice again, dude. Oh my god, it just hurts to listen to.
Because it clearly...
Oh, please someone don't have to listen to a lot of this.
Proved he was using cheats.
Oh.
When the beta ended, the clip spread everywhere, and EA was absolutely aware of it. Normally, EA shares highlight clips from the community on their social channels, but they stayed silent on this one. Why? Because they know something was off. It would be a PR disaster if they outright banned him, and it would be worse if they defended the cheater like Call of Duty often stupidly do. It's a lose-lose scenario for them, and I understand that. But getting back to the alleged ban, look at what happened when Riley tried to play the beta in the second week after the video went viral. Every time he got into a match, he was kicked out within seconds.
Did my game just fucking crash? My game just crashed. Nice.
Dog.
Guys, what is wrong with Battlefield 6?
He tried to boot it up again and was kicked for the second time.
Close my fucking game.
Wait, should we leave?
The cheater now tried to repair the game files as he desperately attempts to log into the account that has been soft banned.
We have to keep playing this for the sake of the video. But I really wanna just skip it. It hurts to listen to this fucking AI voice,
We need to
man.
ramp up the moderation.
He made it into a match.
I
and yet
watched it
again,
so many
the
times
account
too.
was flagged and the game crashed.
I was getting a shout out from 2 big YouTubers, I guess. Dude, the door... My game...
He tries again, and for the 4th time in a row, his account was blocked from playing Battlefield 6.
Terrible news, my game crashed again.
What the fuck?
This happened repeatedly, to the point where he had to log out and switch to an alternate account. On that account, he was able to play normally. The cheater was banned by Javelin Anti-Cheat, just not in a way that creates headlines.
Okay, so let me get this straight. EA thought Riley was cheating and wanted to ban her, but they were afraid to do it in a way that was obvious, so they rigged her account to crash shortly after getting into games, forcing her to switch to a different account. I have to admit, on its face, this sounds really, really, really stupid. Call of Shame is just making insane conspiratorial claims with no evidence at all.
Right?
There was no evidence presented that
Like, why wouldn't they do that to the second account? If that was what they did, wouldn't they do to the... She's still streaming. Just do it to the other account as well.
she was banned, and Call of Shame has no idea what EA is thinking or doing. He doesn't have a statement from them, and they haven't said anything publicly. He is just making things up. And this is just a surface-level glance. We haven't even investigated whether or not these claims are true. And spoiler alert, aside from saying that Riley's game was crashing, everything else Call of Shame said was a complete lie. Riley wasn't banned, and she wasn't using a different account. These are Riley's stats for the first weekend of the beta, and the account name is TTV Riley CS. And these are the stats for the exact same account for the second beta. So clearly the account wasn't banned. But Call of Shame said she was using a different account, and his proof was that the in-game name.
So what I thought it was like, there's like this high-pitched sound in the background. I thought it was his mic. It's the music. But it's the exact same sound my headphones make when there's electrical interference when my phone is too close to the cable. Which I accidentally do like once a day. Like, I remember phone or my my stream PC mouse. So my bad.
Changed.
During the first week of the beta, he was rage hacking on the account
I've like Pavloved myself pretty much.
TTV Riley CS. As a result, that account was not allowed to participate in the second week. He was forced to switch over to his alternate account where he had no issues playing for the entire length of the beta. As soon as he changed accounts, the problem magically fixed itself. So yeah, it does appear that that TTV account seems to have been soft banned for sure.
Well, the name changed because Riley stopped launching the game through the EA launcher and switched to the Steam launcher. When you launch Battlefield 6 through the EA launcher, your in-game name will reflect your EA account name, which in this case was TTV Riley CS. However, if you launch the game through Steam, it will reflect your Steam name, which
Don't mix coffee with... Ugh.
in this case is just Riley CS. 2 seconds of research would give you this information. It was actually a pretty big problem. Many people were complaining that EA were giving them warnings because of their Steam name, and some people even had their EA account suspended because EA didn't like their Steam name. All that happened here is that Riley's game was crashing through the EA launcher, which was a common problem. So she switched to the Steam launcher and it worked. That is why the name changed.
At this point, just use Steam. I'm in borderless
Steam
window.
doesn't have the overlay issue, by the way.
That makes sense. Yeah, that might be the method then.
Yeah, I was curious if because of the overlay problem, if Steam just had like perma worse performance than the EA app version, and it's actually the opposite. It just never has that issue.
Okay, well, we're gonna get a game installing stream, part 2.
Just know that when you launch the game via Steam, it shows your Steam name.
That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't let you back out sometimes.
Did you do any config pause for your FPS? I did during the first beta, but then I had to reinstall my game today to go from EA to Steam, because the EA one just kept crashing, and I haven't done the config since then.
And if you search for Riley's Steam name, the one that shows in the game, EA will say that account doesn't exist. All of the stats for the second weekend show under the EA account name TTV Riley CS, the exact same account that showed her stats for the first weekend.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
And you can see here in footage of Riley's EA account that the Steam name account matches the name that showed in-game. There are multiple levels of deception in Call of Shame's claim. He lied about Riley being banned. He lied about her using multiple accounts, and then based on those lies came up with an insane tinfoil hat conspiracy theory about EA being too scared to ban her, and therefore they devised some bizarre plan of making her game crash at random times because they were afraid of making headlines. And people actually took this guy seriously. And by people, I don't just mean random morons on the internet. I mean huge reaction streamers like Tectone and Asmongold, who watched several of his videos. And Tectone and Asmongold are basically like baby birds with their mouths open, just eagerly gulping down whatever half-digested garbage Call of Shame decided to regurgitate up for them. They both question nothing and believe everything is fact without any hesitation. And their explicit acceptance of Call of Shame's videos then spreads to their audience, who blindly believe them also. In this case, the stakes couldn't be lower. We are just discussing whether or not some random person on the internet is cheating in a video game. However, I care less about the content and more about the implication that so many people are willing to believe whatever they are told without evidence. And then they will go even further.
Is Karl Jobst like AI? Or is that his real voice? Okay, it's very monotone, so I wouldn't know. It feels like it could be like generated, right? Any knowers in the chat?
And attack me.
Did you watch which wasn't some other video on Riley? Was also AI generated. Everyone's just doing AI generated voices nowadays, man. It's insane. At the very least, if so, is this real voice? Oh, it's really like monotone and like the exact same. When I read scripts, it gets a bit more monotone, but it's like not this bad, I would hope.
And claim that I am a mindless defender because I don't do the same. I am less a defender of Riley as I am a defender of logic and not jumping to conclusions. I have never once said that Riley didn't cheat, and I even said that a reasonable person would look at her footage and assume it's cheated. It's just that I'm not personally convinced. But many people were angered by this. And in fact, things are getting a bit too insidious for my liking. Listen to this.
When Karl Jobst put out a video attempting
Oh yeah,
to
you're right. That's the guy. Yeah.
defend Riley CS, I was honestly confused because he has some actually pretty amazing videos, and then I quickly realized why he did it. If you're going to make an impartial video, you should never let a blatant cheater dictate how you tell your story.
I made many points in my video, and Call of Shame addressed
People
none
living
of
Riley
them.
cheat. Yeah, I have people in my comments all the time. Like it's probably gonna kick up again when Battlefield 6 comes out. It's so funny to me because we have all this B-roll in the background as they're talking about Riley, and I'm like, brother, none of this looks like cheating. None of this looks like cheating. Like, it shouldn't have gone any farther than that. Then you have like these fucking people, like vultures, just making stuff up, pretending that it's true. right? Like, just
Instead,
making up lies and everyone just parrots it.
he just asserted that I was defending Riley.
Like, you don't
because
literally just need to look at like 5 clips. You'll be like, that's nice gameplay. It's not cheating. It doesn't have to go farther than that. But here we are.
talk to her.
This shouldn't have
Or rather,
gotten past
he
the
asserts
sniff
the mere
test.
fact that I allowed her to speak with me means that I'm biased and everything can be discarded. Let me be clear, this is an evil philosophy. But watch how it spreads. Tectone reacted to Call of Shame's video, and look at how he responded.
When Karl Jobst put out a video attempting to defend Riley CS,
Oh, this guy went in on me. Yep, trying to farm some really big internet updates. Yep. Oh, he said Tectone bad.
Ugh. They're pulling the Asmongold face. Have you guys noticed that? Whenever Asmongold, or I guess he does it too, when he reacts to something, he looks really like he's smarter than everyone. Maybe I should start doing that. People watch my reacts more. I can't even do it.
In 2025. Plus 1,000 karma.
Yeah?
Good lord, man. The moment a video starts out with Asmon and Tectone bad, I'm like, I'm good.
Good take.
And you know what's crazy? He said both of those things in this video.
Oh.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Why
Now
wouldn't
first,
it? Yeah.
Tectone is a blatant liar.
Yeah.
I never said he was bad. I made no personal attacks in the video whatsoever to a single person.
Yeah.
In fact, I never even said his or Asmongold's name.
It looks like he's trying really hard to formulate a thought.
All I did was show 2 clips of Tectone and disagreed with his logic about whether or not you could tell if Riley could track someone through a rock. I made no comments directed at him or about him at all. So imagine that. All I do is disagree about whether or not you could tell if Riley was tracking someone through a rock, and in response, Tectone lies to his audience. He tells them that I said he and Asmongold were bad, and that I went in on him hard. He lies and does this to get his audience to hate me, simply because we disagreed on some point that, in the grand scheme of things, is meaningless. Which makes it especially ironic.
Why do you give so much of a shit about it since the post except from you shouldn't have do at all? It's drama. We covered that. It's something to, like, you know, nothing to do in the rivals, so why not, right? Like, this is a pretty big deal in the Battlefield community and like in the COD community. This is something people still fucking talk about. I get like stuff, obviously that's how algorithms work, but I get stuff about Riley all the time. I get stuff about Riley all the fucking time. On my YouTube comments, maybe not really my streams anymore. Definitely my comments, on my tweet every once in a while on Facebook. Like, it happens. But I think this is probably like, this should be the final nail in the coffin for this whole argument. Because I thought the Struth Gaming one was good, but didn't get attention. It wasn't very, like, entertaining. This one is so far pretty entertaining, and it disproves a lot. It has 86k views in, like, no time at all. In, like, what, 8 hours? So this is, like, ratios the hell out of Call of Shame, and hopefully this is, like, again, the final nail in the coffin for this whole drama. Like, people are still gonna be convinced one way or the other, but I think, like, we need one video to just go look at that video whenever the subject comes up, and I think this could be it from where we are right now.
When he leaves YouTube and blames other people for being toxic. But it gets even worse. Tectone agrees with Call of Shame that I shouldn't have let Riley speak with me.
Yep.
and then I quickly realized why he did it. If you're going to make an impartial video, you should never let a blatant cheater dictate how you tell your story.
Yep. Yep.
This was shocking to me, given that Tectone has an American flag hanging on his wall. He even wants an American flag tattoo.
Getting more tattoos, so probably getting a collarbone tattoo and getting all this arm sleeved up. Getting the American flag pretty soon with a little bit more than the American flag, but I'm very excited about that.
I believe it is immoral to not allow the accused person to defend themselves, and that's also why it's in the Constitution. Of course, this isn't a real trial, but this is the court of public opinion, and the philosophy should still apply. But Tectone seems to disagree. Tectone pretends to believe in American values, but when he wants to attack someone, giving them any rights is seen as a bad thing. And if his principles crumble to dust this quickly and easily over something as significant as this, just imagine what would happen over something more serious. Asmongold also just blindly agrees with Call of Shame and doesn't bat an eyelid when he claims that me talking to Riley made me unreliable.
I was honestly confused because he has some actually pretty amazing videos.
He does.
And then I quickly realized why he did it. If you're going to make an impartial video, you should never let a blatant cheater dictate how you tell your story.
Bald creature.
I would
This is Asmongold, not yet. Oh wait, Tecton,
be happy
yeah.
to talk and share my side of everything. Oh, so he just talked to him. Well, I guess, big surprise.
Now, I think if you sat down with Tectone or Asmongold and had a respectful conversation about due process and why it's important, they would actually agree that an accused person should be allowed to defend themselves. But clearly, they have allowed this situation to not only turn them into a pathetic liar, as is the case with Tectone, but to completely oppose something as inarguably necessary for a healthy society as communication and due process. As it stands, these people do not want a proper investigation.
No, they just want to go, oh, it's a trans panic. No, sorry, she's trans, so she's a cheater, she's a bad person. They're all terrible, right? Watch they get clipped out of context. It's like genuinely, it's I would have just like hardcore grifting. It's 2 levels of grifting in one. Like omega casual players who don't know what they're looking at, or people who just don't like trans people. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. Like, there's no like reasonable, like both of these are like hardcore grifters, like hardcore. There's no reason why this like should have blown up to the like amount it should have otherwise. She is trans and better than me in the game. She cheats. Dude, I hate taking, this shouldn't even be political. I hate taking like a political stance, I don't know if it counts, but it's like, dude, I've been seeing, the shit I've been seeing lately, it's been gearing up a lot as like somebody completely out of the political spectrum, because I'm Swedish, I'm not even American, like everything in America is super right-wing to me, even the left wing. Because I'm Swedish, we just have a different political system. Are you guys okay? Like, oh my god, man. I feel like it's gearing up to where like trans people are just like Satan. That seems to be like, that's where we're at right now. So for like somebody, for people in the America, maybe the right wing, if somebody's trans, they're just a bad person. They're like the bad. They're like the big bad. They're like, you know, the Jews in the 1940s, right? It's a trans people now. It's insane, like, from the outside looking in, what's happening. I mean, historically, the trans people were, like, before the Jews, actually, but, you know.
They already have their conclusion, and they are only
It's just weird how, like, that's what it comes down to. Like, if they're trans, they're bad people. And then they just shape everything behind after that.
Hearing evidence that conforms to their existing beliefs. The mere possibility of Riley providing any counter-evidence to me is triggering to them. And in my opinion, just this one point alone, the fact that they don't want me talking to Riley at all, is enough to prove that they do not care about the truth whatsoever, and simply have an agenda. Now,
oh, sorry, I'm responding to comments about Reactor. Reactor and Assumer at the same time. There's mass delusion here. There was hating globally until recently. What are we doing to cause it and hit it? Yes, I think there's definitely always been like people not liking them. But I think, and that's, I don't know why people, like I have a gym buddy. He is, well, not anymore. They don't live that close anymore. But he's like a really cool guy. I have nothing against one way or the other. He is, F2M. Like I don't care, but I understood it. Like some people really do not like him, especially in Malmö. God damn. Ooh. Like he had to be careful. But I think it's like, I feel like there's definitely like a panic going on where it's like Like it's gone to like a whole different level. It's gone to a whole different level of like, you know what I mean? Like if some people are very loud, maybe it's just the people are loud and proud about it, but like some people are, oh, they're trans, that's the worst thing you can be to a lot of people. It doesn't make sense to me. It's especially like in the case of this, it's like, bro, okay, whether you cheat in a video game or not has nothing to do with like what gender you identify as, right? It literally does not matter. It couldn't be any more separated. And I think I said this on Twitter, but it's kind of crazy if you think about it, that the people that want to keep politics out of gaming, they're making it pretty fucking political. I'm not gonna lie here. Like, these things are not correlated. You could just be like, not bring up the fact, or like, because every time they misgender her, they're like dog whistling that, oh, she's trans. She's like, you know, trying to make her look bad. Like, they didn't have to mention that. We could just attack the issue. If we just like hone in on the issue, is she cheating? Let's take a look at the clips. Like, I wouldn't have, and then maybe they'd be wrong about that, right? Then I'd be like, okay, fine. You're stupid, but you're not like hateful. But now you're hateful and stupid. That's like the worst combination. If I were trans, I'm scared for my life because genuine people hate him so much. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like, the guy I know, I'm just sharing his experience. I'm not gonna call him out, so he's fine. He was like, dude, like, I can't tell anyone. I have to be, it took him a while to tell me. And I was like, I don't care. Okay, man. Which is probably not the right thing to say. I don't know what the right thing to say is, but I was like, it doesn't matter to me at all. It's like, all right, good for you, man. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell. So, you know, he made great progress. But it's like, he's like, some people in the gym knew that he's friends with, like, they would probably kill him. Like, that's insane. That's an insane thing to say. And this is in Sweden. Could imagine it's even worse in NA.
With that out of the way, let's expose more of Call of Shame's lies.
The thing about this whole situation, the trans thing wasn't even the issue. Riley's using it as a shield, so no, she didn't. When did Riley use it as a shield? All I'm seeing is Asmongold, Tectone, everyone just a Call of Shame, intentionally misgendering her and using it as an insult. I'm not seeing her using it as a shield. You're seeing it being an
insult. Back in the day
insult.
when I was maturing into a dashing young man, there were two fundamental truths in life. The first was that every nerd wanted to be an elite programmer, and the second was that learning to program was boring as hell, which is why I personally failed programming in university and dropped out. But with today's sponsor, boot.dev, learning to code is nothing like it used to be. Boot.dev,
Sorry, Carl.
percent off your entire back. First, we need to address.
I learned code. I know like a little bit of coding or the JavaScript. Any coder in the chat is gonna be like, "You poor thing." Actually, I think it was Java. We learned it Java and JavaScript, but I didn't do much JavaScript myself. It was mostly Java.
Really is no reason not to try it out. First, we need to address the elephant in the room. Call of Shame is an AI channel. We need to go no further than the fact that it's voiced by an AI. It's not even a real person. So it's pretty funny that anyone, let alone large content creators, would watch any of these videos and take them seriously.
Yeah.
But I suppose my standards must be too high. Historically, Riley has been banned twice on Twitch. Once recently after her montage went super viral on Twitter, and once back in October of 2024. Let's listen to what Call of Shame has to say about Riley's ban last year.
Catgirl was actually banned for 7 days on Twitch back in 2024. Now, back then, Twitch were extremely...
I just care about the cheats, not the culture war that's been happening for the last 12 years. Okay, great. But she's not, she is not cheating, so. I think it's good that you're focusing on that, but she is not cheating. I don't know if this is gonna like try to like break it down in this. I think this is just pretty much like explaining why this, because the thing is, I feel like we've all come to the conclusion, like you just had to see the montage, you'd be like, she is not cheating. That is not cheats. You just have to see the montage. But if that's maybe a little bit too highlighted, I guess, like a better word, you know, you could just pull up her stream and look for like 5 minutes, and you'd be like, oh, that's not cheating. That's just how she plays. It's a very human aim. Like, the montage isn't even like, I don't look at the montage and I'm like, yeah, mouse moves fast and she misses every time and adjusts. Like, it doesn't even look like cheating. So like, I feel like we've all collectively moved past that because people are like, okay, but she isn't cheating. She still hasn't gotten banned. If people want to do that, like, Call to Authority as like the ultimate. Because so now we're just taking a look at the people that were spreading the lies and misinformation.
Lenient for cheating. So if you got a 7-day ban for cheating, you were absolutely 100% cheating. There is no debate. This was a 7-day ban for cheating in a multiplayer game. And people are still defending him. Wake up, you bunch of morons.
He asserts that if you're banned by Twitch, that you are 100% cheating. According to Call of Shame, there has never been an instance where someone was incorrectly banned. And I guess that's why Twitch doesn't even give streamers the chance to appeal their bans. Because if they are banned in the first place, there is a 100% chance they are cheating. Well, except for that little tiny detail that Twitch does actually allow streamers to appeal their bans, because mistakes do happen. And funnily enough, after Riley was banned in October of 2024, she appealed, and her appeal was accepted.
So here's the thing, I have a hot take, and I've been banned for cheating. Actually, like 2 times now. At least, not 2 times. In my opinion, getting banned for cheating and then unbanned is like the like proof. Even like LAN, I played on LAN too, but even LAN is like, you know, you have what was it? The Indian guy? I forgot his name already. Forsaken. I forgot, it was Notepad.exe or whatever. Like you can cheat on LAN, right? It's possible. But if you get unbanned, you get banned and then unbanned manually, then that's like the devs took a closer look, especially as a streamer or pro. They took a closer look and they determined with all of their knowledge, all of their data, that you're not cheating. Like that's getting banned and then unbanned is like worth way more than just never being banned.
Her original ban was on October.
Karl Jobst did a pretty good debunking of the cheating claims. He showed clips from her VODs and showed she used one clip farm. I assume that was like the previous video. I didn't watch it. But we can watch that if you guys want. I don't think we need to.
18th.
You guys are free to watch it yourselves if you want.
After appealing,
now we're just talking about Call of Shame.
Riley received an email on October 22nd saying that the ban was due to a mistake, with Twitch saying, "A member of our team has reviewed your appeal and determined that your account was suspended or blocked due to a mistake on our part." But I don't get it. This can't be true. Call of Shame said Twitch never makes mistakes. Twitch is basically God. Call of Shame also lied and said that the appeal of this ban was denied.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. Call of Shame is like hyper religious. It's really weird, and he thought that the rapture was happening. I believe I wrote it. There was like on the old video on the Struth Gaming. He literally was like, September 24th, soon, my brother. Or so. I forgot what he said. He literally believes in the rapture. He's one of those.
Served the full suspension.
As everyone knows, back in 2024, he was banned.
It did actually happen. Like, I'm in heaven right now. We have Wi-Fi here.
And on Twitch for 7 days for cheating. He appealed the ban, but the appeal was denied.
Again, this is just a lie plucked out of thin air. It really needs to be stressed again that this is an AI slop channel producing a video every single day. It's impossible to do proper investigations and make videos this quickly at the same time. The only way slop channels can produce content so quickly is by doing no research, making things up, and hastily pasting together videos with enough padding as they can muster. And their audience is entirely made up of gullible people who don't understand how this slop machine works. In the case of the most recent ban, Call of Shame made a video titled "Leaked Twitch Document Confirms Catgirl Cheated," and he shows an email from Twitch saying the appeal was denied.
Newly obtained evidence indicates he was banned for cheating, served the full length of the ban, and had his appeal denied after a manual review of his gameplay and submission. They lied to you. All of them. They said he appealed, and that Twitch reviewed his gameplay and lifted the ban, but that's nonsense. His appeal was denied, both times. And in both cases, Riley had to serve the entire length of his ban for cheating in multiplayer games.
Notice
That's
how
not true, is it? Didn't we just hear that it was cancelled?
he claims that people said Riley appealed and Twitch reviewed the gameplay and lifted the ban, though doesn't produce a single piece of evidence to support this claim whatsoever, or any examples. And I couldn't find anyone saying this claim myself. But more importantly, look at this email. Notice anything strange. Riley's name is misspelled, and the formatting doesn't match a Twitch email at all. The formatting is completely scrambled, and there are no hyperlinks. This email is completely...
So wait, actually, with even more evidence, that's even more nefarious. He made this up, like, completely. Because I think it must have missed that when we covered this the first time. The ban was lifted, but here's a screenshot saying it wasn't lifted, and it's poorly formatted. These are the clips everyone's speaking out about? Yep.
Fake. What's interesting, though, is that Riley did actually appeal this recent ban, and it was denied. Here is the real email from Twitch. And what's incredible is that the was denied.
Yeah, okay, there we go. So the one-day one was rejected, but it was a one-day suspension because of, like, spam reports. But the 7-day one was accepted.
Here is the real email from Twitch. And what's incredible is that the real email wasn't even leaked. The YouTuber Enders made a video on October 12th, where he shows the real email and says that the appeal was denied.
Riley got the Twitch channel that they stream on mass reported and falsely banned. I want to emphasize falsely banned because of this clip, right? And here's the appeal. Here's the initial ban that Riley sent me. The appeal was denied, right? And Riley's Twitch account was, I think, suspended for 24 hours. As a
What does Enders, like, stream out of it's like a mansion?
In this video, Riley's
That's
unbanned.
crazy.
So they
That's a
will
crazy
be back to
setup.
streaming.
I just have, like, a wall and a pile of trash.
Then Call of Shame, 2.5 weeks later, on
Where's
the
a
29th
cat?
of
That's
August,
cute.
makes a video titled Leaked Twitch Document, where, as echoed in the description of the video, he proclaims that he is revealing leaked screenshots proving that the appeal was denied, and also claiming that Riley defenders were lying and saying the opposite. And while doing so, showing a fake email. It's all incredibly bizarre to me. But again, this is what happens when AI is used so heavily to make a video. After getting called out for using a fabricated email, Call of Shame scrambled to find...
The reason these channels didn't exist is because of the money incentive. Yeah, no, so, like, that's the thing. That's like, when you have a fully... So we have to, when you make a video on YouTube, you have to disclose it's AI generated. And from what I've seen on Twitter, and some people told me this isn't true, but I've seen it on Twitter, when YouTube realizes it's AI generated, they take away your monetization. They recently changed their stance on that, where they're like, you can't make AI generated content. I know they're making AI tools, like vid AI, but you can't make AI generated content. So this guy gets paid, but he shouldn't get paid. This guy, like Call of Shame, he breaks the rules, and he's doing it because, yeah, money incentive, he's grifting. But he shouldn't make a single dollar because he's breaking the rules. This channel shouldn't exist at all. I've seen rumors that someone else was banned, but like there's no proof of that, right? And if it was, then yeah, it definitely shouldn't exist.
And an excuse. And this is what he came up with.
In a recent video,
Like take the money away. Like take the monetization away, and let's see how much people actually watch this guy. Let's see how much, let's see how many videos he puts out for like being the harbinger of justice, right? Yeah, I'm betting 0. Wait until AI is too hard to recognize. There's actually like really good AI, and he's, as we saw in the, was this Truth Gaming video? No, this was Boran. The AI is actually like really, he's upgraded it once.
confirming that Riley CS was banned for cheating in multiplayer
But it's
games.
actually quite good now. But you can hear the artifacting in the back, so like it's not that good.
It also shows that he appealed, and the appeal was denied, meaning a manual review was conducted, and the reviewers were not satisfied with his gameplay. This is huge, as it completely refutes the arguments of mass reports, as it was a manual review. To make the screenshot easier to read, I ran it through a digital enhancer. In the process, the tool removed the mouse pointer and accidentally clipped the final S in the username, so Riley CS appears as Riley C.
I still don't see, can that happen? Like that doesn't sound right. Right? What's up, Beta Boy?
That's the only change. The screenshot isn't fake or manipulated to mislead.
The font doesn't even look the same. It's not even the same font. Yeah, wait, yo, hold on. It's not even, it says here, look, your account was recent. A member of our team. I don't know how the upscaling tool works, but don't forget to update if you haven't. Update what? It's like, there's not even the same text on the same row. Like, what are we talking about?
The enhancer simply misread
Well, I don't know what an enhancer is, so.
pointer and trimmed a letter.
This is obviously bullshit. This email is not an enhanced version. As in, AI was not used to upscale it or make it better quality. It's completely different.
Yeah,
the
right?
formatting is changed. The name is different. There are no hyperlinks. It's not enhanced, it's manufactured. Then Call of Shame says that the email isn't fake and that it wasn't fabricated because Enders had shown a similar email previously.
For those who still doubt it, even Enders, the
I wonder what happened is like, I don't know that, we don't know the timing. Oh, we have the time of it and the thing. Why do I have a feeling what's gonna end up happening? Because I didn't have a good idea of the order of events. What's gonna end up happening is Enders, this guy made up the screenshot. This guy made it up. And then Enders made a video later. Is that what happened? I can see that being what
Super
happened.
Simp has shown the same documents confirming that Riley was banned for cheating in multiplayer games. Ironically, while trying to argue he wasn't. And no, I'm not joking.
Riley got the Twitch channel that they stream on mass reported and falsely banned. When I emphasize falsely banned because of this clip, right? And here's the appeal. Here's the initial ban that Riley sent me. The appeal was denied, right? And Riley's Twitch account was, I think, suspended for 24 hours.
So there you have it.
Though it seems pretty obvious to me that Call of Shame didn't know that Enders had shown this email 2.5 weeks earlier.
There you go.
Other
Okay, well, obviously, the order of events, I was wrong. Point still stands. There's no way he saw that, because it wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't look the same.
Otherwise, why would he title his video Leaked Twitch Document?
True.
And claim that he was the one revealing it? And why would he post on his YouTube a picture of this screenshot a day before his video saying the plot thickens? As if this was some kind of new revelation.
That one has a cursor on it, though.
Well, the real reason is because just a day before Call of Shame's video, a post on Reddit got a lot of
Okay, there we go.
Traction that showed a screenshot of the email taken from Ender's video, claiming that it was a leak. So naturally, the AI slop channel that doesn't do any actual research immediately made a video claiming there was a leak. And then because AI is used so much by this channel, instead of just using the actual email itself, it made a brand new one, mistakes and all. There are many things to unpack from this, but the best case scenario is that the Call of Shame channel will fabricate and manipulate evidence instead of using the real thing. And because it's so low,
it's like, yeah, it's a very, it says a lot about standards.
Effort, they can't even be bothered to notice the name is misspelled and the formatting has been destroyed. Again, this is not AI enhancement, this is using AI to make a brand new email. And if the channel is willing to create an entirely new email and tamper with evidence, what other evidence is it manipulating and creating? Well, as it turns out, a ton. Call of Shame does this all the time. For example, when talking about external crosshairs, he calls them a cheat and says the creator of the external crosshair that Riley uses says not to use it because it's cheating, and displays this quote on screen.
EA's website clearly states this is not allowed. Even the site that offers this overlay tells you do not use it in Battlefield titles. The anti-cheat will ban you for it. And why? Because it's cheating. So when anyone tells you it's not cheating, they are flat out lying.
However, if you go to the Hardsight website and look at where this quote is pulled from, the context is completely different. The actual quote...
You know, I stand by it to this day. I have this comment. I didn't take... I thought I took a screenshot. Did I tell... Wait, hold on. Like, I had this... I hate when Discord does that. I don't want my chat to see my Discord. There we go. Hold on. So I had this on my Discord. I thought so I couldn't. I said this in my previous video, or the last time we covered this, because it was so weird. I made a video a really long time ago, because I actually think on-screen crosshairs are cheating. This is like my controversial take. Especially in games where like they take away visibility of your crosshair or your sight or like make it sway or whatever as a way to like balance it. I think it's silly that games do that, but it is in the game. So if you install a third-party software to give you that advantage, I think that's cheating. This happened in the finals. A lot of people got mad at me for that. I stand by it to this day, right? Maybe that some of the points I made were a little bit of a stretch, but I like it's you are going against, and people even got banned for it in the beta. I made a video on this, and in this very video, I believe, the overlay video that Karl Jobst is currently quoting, what's his face? Call of Shame quoted the exact same points I did in my script about the crosshairs. I shit you not. It is right here. Third-party crosshairs. I believe it's this one. PC World. MSI's 240 Hz 4K OLED monitor uses AI to turn you into a League of Legends god. I mentioned this. I made a whole video, and this is one of the points. Like, it's getting kind of bad. Like, I think the point was just because it's on just because it's in the hardware doesn't mean it's like valid, right? Because some of these gaming softwares and hardwares give you pretty good advantages that I would consider personally that are cheating. If Logitech released a mouse that did my recoil for me, I would consider that cheating, right? I'm just on the wrong side of this, I guess. But I made this whole video, and I had somebody in my comments, I shit you not, like a few weeks ago, before this whole thing, or like around the time this was blowing up, they told me, oh, I used Gemini to make a video, to make a script for a video I don't know if you can see deleted comments on YouTube? I don't think you can. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I really want to see it because that's like, I used Gemini and they quoted this video. Or something like that. I don't think you can see deleted posts, that's the thing. There, I already looked at it, I don't know how to get it. But I remember seeing that, I mean like, wow. That's crazy. And I didn't think it would forever because like I hadn't known about this series of videos about Riley at the point. But he deleted it. He deleted the comment. It's not there anymore.
Ends with.
But I think that's just crazy. You're gonna have to take my word for it. So do or don't. But I think it's insane. Like, and if you ask for like, let's try this. I don't have anything spooky in my gym. Therapy. I don't know if this will work, but I want to try it. Are on-screen are third-party crosshairs considered cheating in video games? I mean, just random one. Okay, so they doesn't quote it here. Maybe I should have said it differently. But I've actually seen. Oh, sources. Okay, no, I believe it had me at one point because I think it's popped up once. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That take it so I don't know if custom crossers are cheating. That doesn't make custom mouses and keyboards also counts as cheating. RXT Osu banned a specific keyboard from the esports scene because that keyboard gave an unfair advantage. Apparently, I don't know much about sports. Apparently, there's a set of shoes you're not allowed. I'm gonna look this up so we don't spread misinformation. Let's not use AI for that. Let's go. Are there shoes that are illegal in sprinting competitions? You're not allowed to have shoes over 40mm, whatever that means. Midsole height, only run rigid plate, market availability. So there's like a bunch of shoes you're not allowed to use, and I don't know if this is sprinting. I think it depends on like, right, I don't think it says in what competition, but like in competition, you're not allowed to use a lot of these shoes because they're that overpowered. I know it's just sports, but I didn't know this was a thing in sports, so just wanted to set the record straight there.
HUD sight is not a cheat. It doesn't change game files or gameplay.
Is it using external hardware software to gain an advantage? Isn't it the definition of cheating? It is. I'll lose a lot of people here because a lot of people think this is fair. I think it's like where I approach it from, I consider any third party assistance cheating. It gets muddy because like what do you count as third party assistance? But if the game intentionally, again with crosshairs, if they take away, so in the finals, your bullets always go in the middle of the screen, but you have visual recoil. So the gun jumps around like this. You can't really see what you're aiming at. The bullets still go laser in the middle. The idea is that it's supposed to be harder to spray and aim. If you download a third-party crosshair thing or use a monitor thing, doesn't really matter. Then what ends up happening is you are going against the design of the game with a third-party advantage that other people don't have. Now, normally I would the easy one for me is like if it's automation, if you use a macro. But I feel personally this falls under that same premise that third-party crosshairs, especially when the game takes away control from you, is cheating. And you could argue games shouldn't do that, and I would agree, but they do that. You can't just, like, you're not the judge, jury, executioner. You can't just be like, oh, everyone has this disadvantage, I'm gonna install something so I don't have that disadvantage. Like, does that not sound crazy? You didn't want to use AI, but the first thing that comes up is AI Lamau. Oh, yeah, that's Google. In the case of the finals, and to this day, nobody fucking listens to me when I say this, I talked to the developers. Guys, I'm the first guy. They have I was the guy in the finals. We had when they did the creator program they have now. I was in a meeting with, I'm not gonna say who, people from the finals, from Embark. We're in a one-on-one meeting. We were talking about it. They wanted my input on like what they need to do. So safe to say, like, I was the guy. And I asked them when this drama came up, I said, yo, so what's the deal with the third-party crosshairs? And they said they're bannable, or rather they're cheating. And I was like, are you gonna make a statement? They said, yeah, we're gonna make a statement. They didn't make a statement, probably because they saw the public outrage, so I got scapegoated. Right? I actually got scapegoated by the community. Thanks, Embark. But they literally told me, yeah, we're gonna make a statement on this. But I probably saw all the like negative, all the drama about it, and all the like the public opinion, and they were like, oh, yeah, just let him state his opinion, like, you know. But the developers considered it cheating. People allegedly got banned for it in the beta as well. Basically, yeah, so there are shoes. I didn't know that. Now we know that. Doing swimming in Olympics, the ban a specific type of cloth because given unfair advantage is a thing in sport. They used you as a puppet, a test tool. Right? Like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, it's kind of fucked up. So is Reshade considered cheating? I don't know that much about Reshade. Technically. What does it do? Like, well, so that's the thing. I use a CFG. Is CFG cheating? It's not in the game. It gets really muddy. So Reshade, I think, what, you make it brighter? It's kind of sus. You make it brighter so that people can't hide in the shadows. But yeah, no, technically. Sims pains. You guys, you know, I worked for Blizzard. So I think, let's make like a thing here. Just like, this is how I imagine it visually. So this is how I imagine it visually. Here you have things that, on the left, we have things that are like, you can do to your game and it's completely fine. The devs are okay with it, it's not really cheating or anything. It's like, getting better equipment, getting a better mouse, getting better mouse, getting better equipment, getting better components, adjusting your settings, right? Like stuff like that. It's all kosher. To a certain degree, there's like actually here on the edge here, you have stuff like Logitech or Razer software, which is like half macro but not full macro. Once you get full macro, it goes all the way over here. Then you have stuff here in the middle, and to me, I think you have some things like third-party crosshairs are up here. Third-party crosshairs are like here. Like this is like no-nos. This is like aimbot, wall hack, ESP, like actual cheats, boosting. Like all of these no-nos are here, right? And these are like the okays. But there's a lot of things here in the middle that are subjective, which makes it very difficult to like really. So for me, in a lot of developers' eyes, like third-party crosshairs is here, especially if it's taken away, the ability is taken away from you. Reshade is like in the middle is how you use it. The software that like it just depends on how you use it. Joy2Key, people have used it for cheating and like sim, for like simming or for like I believe automation in Apex. But it also has been used just as a wrapper, I believe. So you can use if I might be wrong, like a DS4 wrapper, is it? So, a lot of the things here in the middle is what people argue about. And definitely the... Yeah, and definitely that one is a lot of it. Are external crosses like a piece of tape and a marker on screen? Yes, except they're in-game, or like they're either on the monitor or like in an actual software. An external crosshair could both apply. It's just obviously... What's funny with that thing is like when I talked about like on-screen crosshairs, a lot of people told me, oh, on-screen crosshairs aren't cheating because I can just draw on the screen. That's still cheating. And you ruined your screen. You know what I mean? Just because you can't get punished for something doesn't mean it's not illegal. Jaywalking is illegal. Right? Right? It's just a lot about them as a person. If they're like, it's not cheating because I can't get banned. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's still illegal. You're not gonna get punished for it. It's still illegal. Like, oh, I use DMA cheats. It's not illegal because I never get caught. Is like considered cheating since a lot of streamers use it in games like Dead by Daylight would remove shadow and devs are fine with it. It really depends on the game. I could comment on it. I know Tarkov has used reshade and then was it bannable? I'm not entirely sure. Like I don't want to comment on reshade because I don't know enough about it. It's probably in the middle here somewhere in the yellow zone. Party game was supposed to be played in a personal third-party custom things in blast. Yeah. The only problem is things when you have like CFGs for performance. It's kind of here in the middle. Or reshade, which is also for performance. It's here in the middle. These are the ones you argue. You can't argue these. You can't argue these, but you can argue these. And some of them do fall pretty close here or really close here. Yeah, we also had this argument previously about the Wooting 60HE, which now it's becoming more common, which is analog keyboards, rapid fire trigger, and other great features like that. Currently, I'm on the Logitech what's it called? What's it called? TKL Rapid Pro. That's the name of it. They send one out to me. It's great. Use code ottr5 for 5% off your Logitech purchase. Awesome. These are basically cheating by many definitions. By those definitions, if you have the keyboard and never don't, your movement will be better. It's rapid fire. Analog switches. It's faster. It's better. It's more consistent. You have the new mouse, the Super Strike coming out. I tried it in Madrid. It's insane. You click super fast. It is the same technology they use for their keyboards. The rapid fire tech. You click before you even realize you're clicking. You click before you realize that you are clicking. It's so fast. In the presentation, they boasted a 9 to 30 millisecond decrease in your reaction time because of how much faster you click. Now, this is obviously versus Logitech mice who have, in my opinion, quite heavy mouse click, but still. For me, it's like, I don't think there's a difference between something that alters your inputs or automates it and something that just enables you to do what you're doing anyways. If I buy a controller that gives me a stronger aim assist, that's cheating. If I buy a keyboard that lets me move faster with my own inputs, that's just me buying a better set of shoes. Not that assists me, just I'm moving from shitty shoes to good ones. It's like would you say going from a membrane keyboard, which used to be the standard, to mechanical? Would you say that's cheating? It was quite a step up, but it's not really cheating. I will say the gun mouse had an auto clicker on it and it felt very gross to use. I never used it. What about double input? Is it legal? I don't. Well, it was like controller and mouse and keyboard at the same time. I don't think that's legal. We went on a spiel here. We're gonna go back into it. I just wanted to make my opinion clear. We're not even close to being done with this video.
So of course, knowing that he can't show you the real website, Call of Shame creates this fancy-looking partial quote from scratch. He then proceeds to provide an apparent quote directly from EA.
Even Battlefield themselves state, do not use any third-party programs and external overlays, because they will get you banned. The amount of bots trying to justify this is hilarious. It comes down to a skill issue. If you're not good enough, just say so.
However, this quote doesn't seem to exist anywhere.
I like that he intentionally includes the cringe comments by Call of Shame.
Or at least I couldn't find it. Nor could I find any comment from EA regarding external overlays. This quote appears to be completely made up. Call of Shame also quickly flashes EA's terms of service, claiming that it clearly states crosshair overlays aren't allowed.
EA's website clearly states this is not allowed.
However, when you read them, there is no mention of overlays whatsoever. I guess you can try to
Control for movement and mouse with camera. Well, most games don't let you do that anymore because they turn it off. You would get aim assist.
argue
Like
that
you can only do one at a time.
an external overlay is a modification of the game's interface. However, you could just as easily argue that it's not a modification of the game interface itself, but rather a modification to your physical hardware. In this case, the monitor. In practice, it would be the same as physically drawing a crosshair on your monitor or placing a physical object onto your screen. Something that speedrunners have been doing for decades. But more importantly than anything, these rules are prefaced with two words. EA believes. Not what you believe, but what EA believes. And the only way to know what EA believes in regards to external crosshairs in Battlefield 6 is for EA to make a statement on them, which they have not yet done. Now, going back to Riley's most recent Twitch suspension, when Twitch suspends your channel, it tells you which VOD was the culprit. And in Riley's case, the stream she was banned over was titled "Poor Cam to Prove I'm Not Cheating." And those of you who are particularly astute will see why this is of note. The original clip montage that made everyone say Riley is cheating didn't have a hand cam.
Carl, it's not a hand cam, it's a paw cam. Respect her. What would you call that? These are pronouns, that's not right. Respect her, I give up.
He wasn't banned because of the montage that people are claiming was cheated. It was actually the stream after. And you might say that perhaps the latest stream with handcam was also cheated, and that might be true. But there is an expert that disagrees. There is a very trusted figure who has conducted thorough investigations on Riley's play that says her gameplay with the handcam is not cheating.
This Catgirl person put out a new clip trying to prove he doesn't cheat. But let's be honest, this is just normal gameplay. All I see is someone standing still and spraying with a light machine gun. Everybody does that, it's nothing special. Where are the snaps? Where's the aimbot?
Well, they're right
it's a
there!
desperate attempt to convince people he's doing the same thing.
It looks the exact same.
Close. What he showed here is very, very different.
No, it's not!
Hilariously, because Call of Shame doesn't do any actual investigation and therefore doesn't have access to important information, he will say things that are completely self-defeating and not even realize it. The reality is that Twitch didn't ban Riley for that famous montage or the stream that produced it. No one really knows why Riley was banned either. In his video, Enders claimed that Riley was banned due to mass reporting.
Riley got the Twitch channel that they stream on mass reported and falsely banned. When I emphasize falsely banned.
However, when I asked Enders what his
peripherals are improving like PC monitors, etc. People are so against it for no reason. Imagine spending years in CS mastering pointless shit just for snap tap noobs to shit on them. I don't know what snap tap is. Oh, is that controller? Is that aim assist? Or something else. I don't know what snap tap is. Yeah, I can't speak on that nervous. I can't speak on that. Like I don't play Dead by Daylight. It doesn't give you a real advantage, so I don't see why we'd be cheating. If I install Logitech said they're gonna send me like a steering wheel and we're gonna do some fun content with it. If I use a steering wheel in Marvel Rivals, is that cheating? It's not really. It doesn't really give me an advantage. The booting thing. Oh wait, snap tap is their rapid fire, right? Sorry, it's been so long since I talked about booting. That's a rapid fire. I want to play mouse control forever so it works, switches inputs quickly. I think like so it doesn't lock it per game, but I think you can only use one at a time. You can use both at the same time, so you can't like walk and look around. I could be wrong. I haven't tried it. That's what I understand it though.
Evidence for this was, he said he didn't have any and it was just an assumption. It should go without saying that you shouldn't make claims like this so confidently without proper proof.
Are glass pads better than normal pads? Yes. They have one drawback, which is that they're so good, they're so consistent that you'll notice when they get dirty. When I complain about gamer gunk or dust, it's because I get gamer gunk or dust on my pad, and I need to clean it. You'll feel the second it gets too dirty, or something it's like the princess and the pea, right? Like you'll be on 1,000 fucking mattresses, and you're gonna feel that one pea in the bottom, which is annoying. But it makes it a bit higher maintenance. It also replaces your skates every once in a while. It makes it higher maintenance, but it also means that your pad will always be the same because it doesn't. Your pad will always feel the same. Whereas like a cloth pad will slowly but surely degrade or get dirty and it'll have slow spots and stuff. But a glass pad will basically tell you the second it gets dirty.
Even if
the mouse pad I use the wall like this before. The glass mouse pad.
Logic seems to be sound. And just for transparency, Enders did give me permission to show his DMs. Now, it could be possible that Riley was banned due to mass reporting. And personally, I would be inclined to assume that was the case. But we really don't know.
Yeah, and Twitch doesn't really comment on their bans, so like ultimately we don't know. That's right. It's safe to assume. You know, I should probably like from now on keep that in mind. We don't know exactly why. All the evidence points towards it, but we don't know.
What we do know is that Twitch only has
also, if you do check out wall like, use code ottr 10% off. It's great.
Access to the same information everyone else does. Twitch is only provided the visuals of Riley's gameplay. Riley doesn't play the game through Twitch like she does through her EA account. Twitch doesn't have secret knowledge about the software Riley is using, and if Twitch bans or doesn't ban someone, that isn't proof of anything. What we do know is that after Riley appealed, it was viewed by someone at Twitch who rejected it. But the appeal and the denial all happened within 24 hours of the ban. I'm not going to put any stock on a random Twitch employee who clearly hasn't done a thorough investigation. The stream in question was over 6 hours long. And
you remember, I got banned by Respawn manually. I know who did it. I know who did it because I got to see back in Apex, I got to like see my accounts in the background, and I get to see exactly who banned me. I know who you are. I know who you are. It's funny as fuck too. It's so funny. When I got banned in Apex, I got manually banned. It's just a random employee that like they should know better. But the point is, like, just somebody who does, like, for example, socials or something, like, they don't know how their own game works. And how is somebody who just plays... Dude, like, since when do people think that Twitch does moderation right? I've never had anyone be like, yeah, Twitch mods, those are like the bastions of truth. Twitch mods never have preferential treatment. Twitch mods never do anything wrong. I have never in my life heard those statements. I am probably the person. I am probably the person. The first person in the world who says, yeah, Twitch mods are really competent, actually. Please don't ban me for saying that. Hello, ottr, loved your epic content. Thank you. Horror feature, appreciate that.
Remember, it was the hand cam stream done later on, not...
Is the Death Adder V4 better than Viper 3 Pro? I don't have the V4, I have the V3. V3 Pro. I think the main difference is the shape. If you have a larger... I have a larger hand, so I need a Death Adder. So I have a super light right here. Problem with the super light is, look at this. It does not fit. Like, how the fuck would I even use this mouse? Look at that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna click the bottom. Too small for me. Death Adder, however, sits a lot better. I can palm it. It's still a little bit short, but I can palm it much more easily. So it's a size thing. And it's very personal. I don't know if this, like, I think Viper might be objectively a better mouse, but like if your hand is big, it wouldn't work.
The stream from the montage that got all of the attention, so the montage had nothing to do with it. I struggle to believe anyone did an investigation of a 6-hour stream all within that 24-hour period. The notion is ridiculous, and it's hilarious for Call of Shame to assert that Twitch is some kind of authority on cheating. So just to recap on what we've covered so far,
Well, let's move
Call
both
of
of us,
Shame
yeah.
lied about Riley being banned by EA. He lied about Riley using multiple accounts. He lied about Riley's appeal being denied last year. And his use of AI is so egregious and lazy that it literally creates entirely new documents with obvious spelling mistakes that he fails to notice. These are the big lies that make him completely unreliable, but as we will soon see, he basically lies about everything.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This was just an appetizer, chat. This was just an appetizer. ottr podcast.
Shame shows the Steam group for Team EXE and says they all have game bans attached to their account.
They have a whole bunch of cheaters actively in this so-called org, if you can call it that.
It's so weird. Isn't this an open group? Yeah, you can literally, it says here, join group. Can't just anyone join this thing?
I mean, come on. They all have game bans assigned to...
I can get over the editing. Like, this editing is so funny to me. Like, this guy doesn't know how to edit a good video. It's so funny to me. Like, he has the idea of it. Let's add a zoom in. Let's add a zoom in effect. But it's so slow, it doesn't work. And it's way too loud.
Their accounts. It's just laughable at this point. The same org that Enders and Riley are in are all cheating. I'm not making this up, people. You can check it yourself. It's insane.
Call of Shame says to check it out yourself, so I did. The group has a total of 93 members. You would think, given what Call of Shame said, that most of these accounts would have bans, if not all of them, as he literally said. But of those 93 members, only 5 of them have bans associated with their Steam accounts. 3 of them are for bans that were 6, 7, and 10 years ago, respectively. And the other 2 are 1 year and 2 years ago. So 5 out of 93 members have a ban of some kind, with 3 of those being over 6 years ago. And Call of Shame says all of the players have bans.
They have a whole bunch of cheaters actively in this so-called org, if you can call it that. I mean, come on. They all have game bans assigned to their accounts. It's just laughable at this point.
Again, this isn't a defense of Team EXE. It is only to show that Call of Shame says things that are false and uses extreme hyperbole to make points. And really, saying he uses extreme hyperbole is basically me being nice. It's essentially just lying.
6-7! Yes!
Call of Shame's use of
6-7!
logic is astounding,
Yes!
which is evidenced by the way he talks about Shimmy. Shimmy was the Team EXE member that was kicked off the team for using an aimbot in Battlefield and Call of Duty. And then it was uncovered that he was also cheating in Kovacs as well. I made a whole video about this a few months ago. But listen to how Call of Shame describes this
Wait,
situation.
he was cheating in Rocket League as well? Oh, okay, dude, this is...
Team
I didn't know
EXE
that.
or XE, whatever you want to call them.
There's so much going on, I can't even, like... Dude, this goes so deep. This shit goes so deep. I've done, like, a few videos covering this type of stuff. Like, I used to do video essays. This is too much. I could probably, like, just retire and do video essays 24/7 if I keep up with this. This is insane. I'm in the wrong business, man. Playing games?
Care. They had to make a public statement and admit he was using soft aim. And because the situation was so public, they really had no other option.
Forgive my French, but this is truly fucking stupid. He says that Team EXE removed Shimmy because the situation was so public that they had no choice.
And because the situation was so public, they really had no other option.
That is an amazing claim. When Shimmy was banned, no one outside of a tiny community knew who he was. Shimmy's montages, the ones he cheated in, have a grand total of 6,000 views. And
that's basically viral.
That's months after I and other people heavily covered this story. Shimmy was an absolute nobody when he was kicked. Riley's montage that blew up, which is apparently obvious cheating as well, has almost 100 million impressions. So according to Call of Shame, Shimmy's cheating, with his montages that had just a few hundred views at the time, was so public that Team EXE had no choice but to kick him, but Riley's 100 million view montage that caused major public outcry was not.
Dude, that's crazy. That's like... Oh my god, this guy is so good. This guy is so good at this. Fucking Karl Jobst, man. God damn, dude. We reacted. I wasn't sure like what point he had. I think like because Call of Shame took something he said out of context, or like what's like what side he was on. God damn, he is good. This is surgical. This is surgical. I would trust Karl Jobst with my life, dude.
This makes no sense to anyone with an IQ higher than a loaf of bread. What really needs to be made clear is that it was the AIM community itself that exposed Shimmy, not people from outside it.
Right.
It is insanely disingenuous to say that the AIM community was fooled when it was the AIM community itself that exposed Shimmy and kicked him out within a month of him using an AIM bot.
They were fooled. Until they weren't. And they weren't anymore.
I suppose this really was a no-win situation. Team EXE uncovering and kicking a cheater is used as proof that the team has cheaters in it and that they protect them. It's not used as evidence that they can identify and kick cheaters. The very thing that they did is used as evidence for the complete opposite.
It makes total sense if you just want like to hate on someone. I don't see the problem.
The AI slot truly shines in this segment talking about Shimmy.
This is Shimmy's own gameplay recorded on Aim Trainer. Looks pretty
recorded on Aim Trainer. It's still so fucking funny. What the fuck is Aim Trainer?
solid, right? Well, now we know he was actually using an aimbot.
He wasn't.
So anyone claiming that great aim from Aim Trainer...
So apparently he cheated because he slowed down the game somehow. That was it. Like I don't know if it was cheat engine or something. It wasn't an aimbot.
...alone proves legitimacy can throw that argument out the window.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure Karl Jobst will say this. I just want to get ahead of him to show that I know what I'm talking about as well.
I've just proven it false.
Notice the weird grammar. And it doesn't even know what Kovacs is called. It just calls it Aim Trainer. Personally, I never said that being good at aiming means you aren't cheating. I've seen other people say that, but anyone who has watched my channel would know I would never make that claim myself. World-class players cheat all the time. Being very skilled at a game doesn't make you immune to cheating. In my video, I talked about the AIM community and said they have better aim than professional esports players. This was not to defend Riley and say that she isn't cheating.
I love Maddie.
It was simply to dispel this misconception that esports pros have the best aim, which is demonstrable.
Dude, I actually wish I should have watched this. I wanted to watch this. Honestly, like with where I'm at right now, like I would actually watch this. We were talking about esports before. I'm sorry, we're gonna get back to the video. I was talking about esports before, and I was like, dude, I would never watch Marvel Rivals esports, I think, unless I get paid, I think, because I just don't care. I don't have a reason to care about it. It does not interest me at the slightest. I would watch that competition where they cut stuff in half and make sure like whoever gets the closest. That's interesting. And now I'm like, dude, I would watch the fuck out of this. A Kovacs LAN competition. Dude, that sounds awesome. That sounds so fucking good, actually. Like, when you really think about it. Also, trying to think it might be sick.
False. This misconception
All the TV dinners are catching up.
And was being used as evidence for cheating.
But I don't... when you have people that are perceptually very, very good players, but they're not entering competitions and they're not winning competitions, I generally assume that they're probably cheaters.
So while other people may have used this poor argument that because someone used an aim trainer they wouldn't cheat, I never would. I would only seek to combat misinformation and make sure that if people are going to claim someone is cheating, it should be for the right reasons. Call of Shame also puts Riley's and Shimmy's gameplay side by side and claims they are identical.
It's not. Like, you can just look at this, replay it, and see it's not the same. I feel like the guy is like... The problem is, I'm sorry to be the one to mention this, but Call of Shame, who believes in the rapture, according to his own comments, he's very much like, don't believe your eyes, but believe what I say, right? It's got this layer of like, almost... we're trying to go deep and treading on thin ice here. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. This guy is like, listen, Don't look at the evidence in front of you. My book is telling you that she is cheating because she's a trans, which my book tells you is also a bad thing. It's very, like, you can connect the dots all you want. You can connect the dots all you want.
Which is provably false.
The gameplay is identical. The same snap behavior is there, but
not.
let's be clear, the snap itself is not the cheat.
I sound like Craggy?
The soft
I don't think
aimbot
so.
is the mechanical
He's way
auto-correction
deeper.
that takes over
Maybe when I'm leaning back.
as the crosshair nears the target.
It's sick.
The so-called pro players and Riley defenders from that strange little list they created just don't recognize what soft aim really looks like. So they gaslight the clips by overanalyzing and debunking the snaps. But the snaps were never the issue. What matters is the underlying soft aim correction. And here, the gameplay is a dead match. It's exactly the same. This is a closed case. There's nothing more to be said.
Shimmy was banned precisely because his aimbot locked onto the same part of the enemy every single time. But if you actually spent any effort looking at Riley's clips, this is not the case at all. Call of Shame's inability to use logic manifests in funny ways, with the channel arguing with itself video to video. Originally, the channel claimed that Riley's snap to the rock was all that it needed to see to know that she was cheating.
So yeah, I think we can pretty much all agree that he is absolutely cheating. I mean, there's no debate. Let's just call it what it is. The moment he moved towards the guy behind the rock was pretty much enough for me to stop watching this clown. He's done.
And it claimed that Riley's snapping to enemies was an obvious aimbot.
Check this out. This is a snap, no debate. I can't say for sure yet if this is an aimbot or some other third-party software until I finish my data models and start examining this with TrueSight. I mean, what are we even talking about here?
I hate listening to. Dude, the AI chuckle is gonna haunt my dreams. The AI chuckle is gonna fucking haunt my dreams, man. What the fuck is that? What is that AI chuckle? It's so gross. And he does it all the time, man.
But then for some reason it changed.
Hey Google, make my AI voice chuckle really smugly. Oh fuck.
I cannot generate a voice with a specific tone or emotion.
Oh, this one can.
I can only provide text-based responses.
Sure, dude. It worked. His is more advanced, I guess.
And said that the snapping wasn't evidence for cheating at all.
The aimbot didn't get a lock. Let me explain why this happened. The aimbot only works if the enemy is inside.
How many people's Googles did I set off with that? You have to.
Its field of view. Now, because the enemy was outside the FOV, it didn't lock on, even though he is firing his weapon. The snapping isn't the cheat. The aimbot only takes over once the weapon fires.
It originally claimed that this clip was not cheating and was inserted into the montage to fool people.
When you slow it down, you can see that this person is actually snapping past the targets and correcting their own bad aim. They're snapping to nothing. And no, that's not cheating. Cheaters often include clips like this in their montages so that absolute morons can try to break it down and say, see, he's not cheating.
Then later it claimed that it was cheating.
Now that you've seen what soft aim looks like, let's compare Riley CS side by side with Shimmy. But I'm going to use the actual gameplay that got him banned. The gameplay is identical. The same snap behavior is there, but let's be clear, the snap itself is not the cheat. The soft aimbot is the mechanical auto-correction that
Bless me.
Takes over as the crosshair nears the target. Look, it's clear this is cheating. I've not only proven it, I've provided the receipts. The defenders are losing.
Which one is it? Which one is it, Karl? Shame? Is it cheating or is it not cheating that they put...
Remember, Call of Shame doesn't do any research or any investigations. The AI makes a video every single day. Of course, it must be prompted by a human, but that human isn't doing any real work. And whoever is prompting the AI clearly doesn't care about logical consistency or accuracy. Call of Shame can't even go 30 seconds without saying something stupidly conflicting.
It's me. Competitive Apex Pro. Now retired. It's me.
Listen to this amazing segment.
I'm also hearing now that he was banned in Titanfall some years ago for using aimbot. Look, multiple channels have presented concrete proof that he is. So the question is, are you going to side with hearsay or the facts staring you right in the face? I'm also hearing now that he was banned in Titanfall some years ago for using aimbot. Are you going to side with hearsay or the facts staring you right in the face?
This is truly beautiful. You know what's really funny? Back when I made my original Riley video, I said this. The channel Call of Shame, who seems to be very knowledgeable on aimbots, and to be honest, a lot more knowledgeable than most people I see talking on this matter, claims that the snap to the rock was not cheating at all. And many people took this seriously. And I must admit,
I was one of them. Because I just saw that clip. I took it seriously. Karl, like, you gotta work on your inflection. It's too flat. We don't know if you're serious or if you're kidding. The sarcasm, like, I want to say I'm a pretty good sarcasm detector. But out of context, I can't tell.
This is my deadpan Australian sarcasm failing to land once again.
Thank you, Karl. At least you can own up to it.
This was a joke. Call of Shame isn't a real person, it's mostly AI, and he is not knowledgeable on anything. But Karl, you might say, he has a white paper, he has a PhD thesis. I mean, this sounds really impressive. Just look at how Asmongold reacts to this incredible proof of expertise.
Oh no.
I've written an entire PhD level white paper.
Oh, it's got that. Oh, you'll like it. We got it. Okay.
Based cheats and the.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
No. Oh no. Oh Jesus, here we go, guys.
Urgent need for anti-cheats to step up against AI-driven exploits.
Wow.
In it, I go in
Those
depth
are big
on soft
words.
aim technology and the broader dangers that modern AI
Bro, this guy's actually like. So you've got a PhD versus versus some retard? Oh no.
Oof.
Except when
How the roles are flipped. Having a PhD, like being educated, is a bad thing until like it confirms my beliefs. By the way, that's how it works.
you actually read the paper, it's just more AI trash.
Oh, it's so funny to me that with that reaction, like right in front of it. Oh.
Forget about the fact that when you put the paper into an AI text detector, it says almost the entire thing is AI generated. The content itself is just self-serving garbage that is just a marketing ploy for this alleged True Guardian site anti-cheat, software that you can't download or test for yourself. But just trust me, bro, it's a real thing that really works. This PhD thesis has amazing references, like a Reddit post and YouTube videos. And wow, it even references the exact same website twice.
Wow.
Which means that this source must be especially important.
Yeah.
So what exactly is anybrain.gg?
Let's take a look.
Oh, it's a sales page for another AI anti-cheat software.
Oh.
The exact same type of software that Call of Shame has proclaimed to have developed. Well, if this doesn't scream legit to you, honestly, nothing will. This is as airtight and trustworthy as you can possibly get.
It's true.
It even shows a graph that proves it outperforms all of the other anti-cheat software with no paper or study to substantiate this claim
It's so
whatsoever.
funny to me. It's not even a. It's like, isn't this like a really poorly made graph as well? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. What I think is weird is how do you prove detection rate? Fundamentally. Like, how do you know if somebody is cheating or not? You know if somebody is cheating. You don't know if they're not cheating. I don't know. I don't think all this data is even like. I don't think this will be publicly available. For most
Or
things.
do the references the paper provides point to
But
the
I'm pretty sure. Actually, wait, no, that's not right. No, I think there might be an actual. I think I might have seen numbers. I might have seen numbers. But it's definitely not. Oh, like was that 2%? Like, dude, 2%. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was reading it wrong. The detection rate and a false positive rate. There we go. Because that'd be silly. I still don't think this data is available though. I don't know what I've seen. Hold on. Is this available? I'm gonna look this up. I wanna know. Vanguard detection rate. Can we just find this? No. Oh. Sheep Esports says Vanguard has a low 0.1% false positive rate. 0.1%. I couldn't find a detection rate because that's probably really hard to get. But false positive, and I mean, dude, that's like way more than 0.1%. I'll tell you that much. I think all the data is BS. You just cranked some random numbers into this AI, but
data shown in the graph. And the title of the graph is misspelled. In fact, none of the claims in this paper are sourced at all. There is zero sourcing or any citations in this entire paper. Just a bunch of assertions with a list of random references at the end. But given that none of the claims are cited, it's impossible to tell where they came from. But surely it has to be legit. I mean, when he talks about his white paper in his videos, listen to the music.
In fact, I've written a full white paper on computer vision cheats, the dangers they pose and how anti-cheat systems can effectively stop them.
wow.
It's available on my website, and I've also submitted it as part of my PhD research for peer review.
With music like that, how could you doubt anything this channel says?
It's true, right? Like with music like that, I should start putting that music in the background when I talk about something. I'm a hero, guys. I'm Supergirl.
And to look at these diagrams, you can see that human aim is wavy and cheats is a straight line. If that isn't proof of something, then I don't know what is.
Over the past 6 months, I've been investigating, researching, and reverse engineering external cheat devices to determine the most effective ways to combat them in first-person shooters.
Yeah?
The result is a groundbreaking anti-cheat.
Look at all the sources and everything. Oh my god.
Dude, he can barely, he's so giddy. He can barely contain himself.
God.
Oh my god, the sources, they are incredible. Maybe if I'm lucky, my YouTube video can appear as a source in a PhD thesis as well. According to a consensus of multiple advanced AIs, this white paper is around 70 to 90% AI generated. And there are quite a few things in here that are obviously just completely fabricated. For example, it shows a table of estimated minimum monthly revenue for various websites. There is no citation or sources listed, of course, but even checking through the references given at the bottom of the document, none of them give any information about the revenue of any of these sites. And the telltale sign of AI making this table up is the fact that it gives values to the cent. Apparently, the estimated monthly revenue of Battlelog is $99,152.79. Humans don't do this. Estimates are usually in a range.
Yeah, you round them up, right?
Or rounded to the nearest thousand, not given in exact cents. And according to AI, the pseudocode in this paper
It doesn't mention the. I don't think it's gonna mention the aimed. I think he has the second version. So what this guy did is after his first version got called out, he made a new one. But there were M dashes and stuff all. Oh, actually, there's an M dash right there. Never mind. There's one right there.
Level and inconsistent with the sophistication claimed. The issue of this white paper being AI generated has already been brought up before in a video by Boren.
My guess is he fed a lot of this to the AI to help him spit out this paper. And while unreliable, I ran large sections of this text through AI text detectors online, and basically all of them said that large portions of the text are 100% AI generated.
And Call of Shame has even responded to this very point.
So this guy thinks AI wrote my white paper, created all my images, and guessed at the algorithms I use in my script, right? That's what he's claiming, that my paper is AI generated. Well, I just turned to scripture because the Lord has used it to stop evil, and it was written over 2,000 years ago. I randomly chose the book of Leviticus to see if that was AI generated.
So apparently
and all it took was
this I didn't know this when I reacted to this. Apparently this is like Grok, or this is like an AI summary of the book of Leviticus. Something.
Single book of the Bible to shut this clown down. Amen. Moving on.
Apparently, if you put the Book of Leviticus into an AI detector, it says it's AI generated, which I have to say is pretty incredible. Naturally, me being the stickler I am for double checking things myself, I tried to replicate this, and I put the Book of Leviticus into an AI detector, and my results came back as 0%.
Well, there we go.
So I'm really confused as to what happened. Actually, come to think about it, Call of Shame showed the text on his screen so briefly, I didn't really even get a chance to see what he put in there. Oh, this isn't the Book of Leviticus at all. It's a summary. Call of Shame posted an AI summary of the Book of Leviticus into an AI text detector and said that it was the actual Book of Leviticus. Now I am really intrigued. Does Call of Shame not know what the Book of Leviticus is, or did he intentionally paste an AI summary into the detector and to lie about what it was, even though we can just pause the video and read it for ourselves?
How did the AI do
There
it?
is a very good case to be made that Call of Shame isn't even a native English speaker. On his now deleted Twitter account, it's quite obvious that his grammar...
Oh boy, we're bringing it up. We're bringing it up, dude. And dude, Call of Shame is never beating the Indian allegations, chat. I'm telling you guys. AI is actually it's not artificial intelligence. It's that's not the type of AI channel. It's an actual Indian channel, chat.
Is not from someone born in the West.
Imagine imagine if he actually is Indian. Like absolutely no hate on like somebody just cause they're Indian or from like, you know, another country. But I can tell you that the people that do watch his videos, 100% would stop watching him if they got a hint that he was not American, for that matter.
His old website, callofshame.net, is even worse. Look at some of these sentences
insane.
from the terms of service. The donations is a generous effort on your part to give freely to a cause, thus being Call of Shame. We will place your name on our website and your comment should this be approved by our team, but in no way part of the donation agreement. And this work of art of a paragraph somehow managed to find its way onto Call of Shame's anti-cheat website. Guardian will soon be providing complete protection for tournament organisers, helping them to make an informed description whether or not to issue the payout. It's pretty obvious Call of Shame is not an English speaker,
well,
which is almost certainly why he doesn't use...
There's two theories that I've seen. One is like he's Indian or something, like not a native speaker, or actually Indian, because there was like a screenshot of him saying he's being Indian, but I think it was just Google Translate. The second is that this like they're like, again, this because somebody apparently doxed them and found it was like two British guys. British people cannot spell or shit. I know a lot of British people. They cannot spell for shit. They like, I don't think they just don't care. I think what it is. I don't know what it is, but they don't. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe some Brit can shed some light on that.
Is his own.
But it's like some of the worst, most atrocious English I've ever read has always been by a British person. And seeing as they're like native, you would imagine it's better. Would be better or like on par with. Like I feel like the people that do, ironically, the people with the best English are the people that aren't from the UK or the US or like anywhere where you speak native English. Probably because they learn it phonetically, like they learn the sounds, but they don't read stuff, so they don't learn how to spell it or something like that. I'm not sure. That's my theory.
Videos. If you go and check pinned comments on Call of Shame's oldest videos, the English is atrocious. As we are fair, we always give the player a chance have their say.
That being said, that does not read out like British English. That does not read out. That reads out like broken English. Like even a British person would write that.
We welcome a responsive video. Should we find the claims credible...
At least they got beans and toast. That is true. And the Peaky Blinders.
We will make a
You
note
like
here.
those?
The response video will be shared regardless to give a complete, fair balance. Wait a minute. Here, Call of Shame claims he is always fair and gives players a chance to have their say, but he has been giving me shit for talking to Riley. What a hypocrite. And with all of this knowledge in mind, there really is a non-zero chance that Call of Shame didn't know that this wasn't the actual book of Leviticus. And
British people eat like they still in the 1940s, dude.
I love the fact that the
They have
author
not
of Call of
gotten over
Shame's
the war.
paper is just Guardian Labs. It's not even a person, and no one is credited or listed anywhere. But again, just have the faith that this is a real person, guys. Don't let the AI voice, the AI-generated text, and AI-generated labels, graphs, and diagrams fool you. Seriously, the fact that someone as big as Asmongold can watch AI-generated videos and believe them immediately without question is insane. And I'm going to preemptively say that I'm not personally attacking Asmongold. And previously I would have never felt the need to say this. I'm only saying this now because Tectone was such a giant bitch that he took my disagreement over The Rock as a personal insult. And on Reddit, people were claiming that I was trying to make Asmongold look stupid. I am not trying to say that Asmongold or Tectone are bad or stupid because they believe this AI slop. But the fact that they did...
They're just very... They're not stupid. They just believe anything that is presented to them. Right? With like a semblance of authority. They're not stupid. You should just not listen to them, I think. Right? I think that's a valid take.
Is pretty alarming.
Hopefully he watches this video. It's pretty authoritative. A stupid person would not watch any videos disproving Call of Shame and dig their heels deeper and be like, oh no, Riley is cheating. That would be what a stupid person would do. A smart person would open up the possibility that they are wrong and watch such a high quality video such as this, react to it, and then change their mind. We're presented with evidence. So it really, you know, ultimately we can't say he's impressionable. Is he stupid? We will see if he makes a response. If he doesn't, you know, so it's up for you guys. It's up to your interpretation. Then again, you could argue it's smart of him not to make a response video because he's just grifting. He maybe is really smart and he just grifts. If he shows that, oh shit, I was wrong, he can't grift the same.
I don't have
We'll see.
a personal agenda against these people, but they happen to be the biggest people spreading misinformation on this subject. So I have to mention them, I have to show their clips, and I have to explain why they are wrong. Don't take it personally. I find it unbelievable that we can't have a disagreement on whether or not someone is cheating without someone like Tectone equating that to me calling him a bad person. That is ridiculous. In the past, Asmongold has been very receptive and appreciative when I've changed his mind on something.
Let me link you guys the video. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Karl did the research that, I'll be real.
Oh, he watched the last
done.
one, so he probably watched this one too. Looking forward to that.
I should have known what he knew. I should have looked into it more. I didn't. He did. Give his video a like. He was right. Yeah, people are right. Yeah, I did not know. And like, he knows way more about this than I do.
If anything, this is more a demonstration of the pitfalls of reaction content. Treating everything you watch as truth without any skepticism can be incredibly dangerous. And again, we're talking about something as meaningless as someone cheating in a video game. But the reason I find this so concerning is because I know this isn't just isolated to this one topic. This complete lack of skepticism appears everywhere. Now, legends, on a completely unrelated note, I have just published a PhD-level, peer-reviewed white paper on my own AI-driven visual detection anti-cheat
insane.
software called True Calcite. True Calcite is a biomechanically anchored visual AI platform that verifies whether on-screen behavior is within human neuromuscular limits. By modeling reaction latency, angular velocity, fatigue effects, and microcorrection variance, True Calcite identifies external HDMI plus AI cheats, spoofed HID inputs, and
external HDMI plus AI cheats? This guy knows what he's talking about.
aimbots that evade process-based systems. Now, you might think that True Calcite and True Guardian Sight are similar, but there are subtle differences. As we can see here, True Guardian Sight is a hybrid telemetry partial visual AI that boasts 92.3% accuracy, 2.5% false positives, and 85 millisecond latency, while True Calcite is a biomechanically anchored visual AI that has demonstrated an incredible 98.9% accuracy, 0.9% false positive rate, and an astonishingly low 78 millisecond latency. And you can see in this graph that True Calcite
It's in the graph. It's in the graph, so it must be true.
A taller bar than True Guardian Sight, which makes it superior. True Calcite has already been field tested with impeccable results. After being implemented at the 2024 Global FPS Championship, a referee described True Calcite as the first system where I could look at the data and feel certain it wasn't just telling me a process looked suspicious. It was showing me this flick is impossible for a human hand to make 50 times in a row. That's what makes it so powerful.
Amazing.
The release of True Calcite represents more than a technological advance.
This is gonna stop cheating, finally. I cannot wait for this.
Marks a decisive turning point in the history of competitive integrity within digital ecosystems.
I'm so tired of cheaters,
For nearly 3 decades, anti-cheat enforcement has been locked into an exhaustive cycle of escalation. Publishers deploy deeper process scans, cheat developers respond with more obfuscation, and players are left as collateral damage, either subject to unfair losses or caught in false positives that erode trust. What distinguishes True Calcite is not just accuracy, but philosophy. A deliberate shift away from invasive kernel monitoring and toward outcome-based biomechanical plausibility analysis.
Beautiful.
By anchoring detection in the fundamental limits of human neuromuscular performance, True Calcite delivers verdicts that are transparent, defensible, and beyond the reach of even the most sophisticated hardware-assisted cheats. True Calcite guarantees that skill belongs to humans and fairness belongs to all. It is not just an incremental patch, but the foundation of a new era in which publishers, players, and regulators align around a shared principle. Digital competition must be as authentic as its physical counterpart.
I knew
the arms race is over.
I knew Penguin was cheating in Ketamine Simulator. I knew it. Karl Jobst site caught him.
Not just because cheats have disappeared, but because their outputs can no longer masquerade as human. With True Calcite, integrity is no longer an aspiration, it is an enforceable standard. As I mentioned before, my white paper is even peer-reviewed. I recently showed a peer of mine, and they said, "What the fuck is this?" Look, when it comes to cheating, there is no higher authority.
That is peer-reviewed.
I've been a multiple-time world champion. I've set hundreds of world records, and I haven't just been researching and covering cheaters for years.
This guy
I've been setting the
trust.
standard in cheat detection. Nothing could be clearer. True Calcite is the future. And you can download my full PhD-level, peer-reviewed white paper at truecalcite.karljobst.gg.
We need this today. We need this today.
By the way...
We can't... This is gonna change gaming. This is gonna change gaming. I cannot wait for this AI anti-cheat to come out. That is beautiful.
I just want to say that Call of Shame has had an incredible career. Let's go through all of his achievements. First, he has been a world-class professional Call of Duty player who was on the best team in the entire world.
Let me be clear. I've won countless ladders in old-school Call of Duty competing on game battles, earning thousands of dollars competing back on the Xbox 360. I played for the best team in the world. I've been there, I've done it, and I know exactly what cheating looks like.
And he proves this by showing a Game Battles profile page with a few trophies.
There ain't no school like the old school, and I am the headmaster.
Honestly, and I genuinely mean this is incredible. Although I do find it a bit worrying that Call of Shame admits that he can't count to 5.
Let me be clear. I've won countless ladders in old school Call of Duty competing on game battles.
I can't. Dude. Oh, that's so good. I'm sorry. Like, I love the way he just hangs on like the.
So to be fair, 5 trophies is a very large number.
It is a large
number. I can't
number.
imagine anyone else competing with that kind of success. Well, except for basically any decent player who played on game battles, like Jay Cement, who has literally hundreds, or the OG Stoner, who has over 600. Or what about Reflex Zach, who had 1,000 first-place trophies? Not to mention the second and third-place trophies, of which Call of Shame had 0. And what about Huskers, who had not only 127 gold trophies on game battles, but also had a very successful professional esports career with total winnings of almost $1 million? What about him? I mean, if Call of Shame's opinion is so valuable because of his 5 trophies, shouldn't Husker's opinion mean something? And on Twitter, Husker said that Riley's play was just basic aim flicking and nothing special. Well, according to Call of Shame, Huskers has no idea what he is talking about.
They list Huskers, for example, the same person.
Oh, I'm at the top. Let's go. I'll take it. I don't know why I'm at the top. I'll take it though.
I exposed just last week for cheating in Battlefield. This is someone with a history of cheating allegations, corruption claims, and
I ever made videos on this because it's funny to climb on the roof.
Caught exploiting in multiple games. That is not a credible source. On top of that, they can't even get their facts straight. He left Luminosity last year and he has never won the World Series of Warzone. That claim is a flat-out lie.
I don't know if you get to like the spawner.
He's never won a single professional tournament on land. Calling himself a World Series of Warzone champion is laughable. The titles he's talking about were North America-only online events, played from the comfort of his bedroom.
So let me get this straight. Call of Shame was the best player in the world, playing on the best team in the world, because he had 5 gold trophies on GameBattles.com, and that's why you should believe what he says. But Huskers, with his 127 gold trophies and $1 million of prize money over a lengthy professional career, isn't a credible source.
This is a mouse and keyboard.
I played for the best team.
Oh, the music. Lock in, guys.
I've been there. I've done it. And I know exactly what cheating looks like.
That definitely makes perfect sense. Though I suppose an even more pressing question is if Call of Shame's Game Battles profile is even his. He never actually shows the name of the account. It could literally belong to anybody. Showing a random account and claiming it's yours is not proof of anything. And anyone who does think this is proof of anything is gullible beyond repair. But even the screenshots he does show aren't even real screenshots and have been heavily manipulated. For example, here's the page of Ricker. And this will apply to every single page, by the way, but this is just one example.
So is the website not off? So Boren said that this website wasn't live, but Karl Jobst has like his game. Like I'm too lazy to do research myself. But clearly it does look like we were signing a bunch of profiles. It does seem like it exists.
Now on the top right, it shows his number of gold, silver, and bronze trophies.
Damn, this gets 45 gold profiles. This gold trophies. This guy should be an anti-cheat expert.
Details. When Call of Shame shows his profile page, in this case it was from a video in 2023, these numbers are completely absent. The trophy icons are there, but the numbers are invisible. Isn't that odd? Even pages with 0 trophies still show zeros there. This is fascinating, and for some strange reason the profile picture is of the 2019 Call of Duty World League presented by PS4, even though Call of Shame was an Xbox 360 player.
Earning thousands of dollars competing back on the Xbox 360.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, I feel like this is actually really like, it's not even that deep, right? Karl Jobst doesn't even dive deep here. He doesn't have to. He just points out what is in front of everyone else. Yet nobody has done it.
Things get even more bizarre though, because in a video from December 2022, Call of Shame also shows his trophy page, and while it is very brief, it does show numbers next to the trophies on the top right. But this time he has edited his profile picture. But if he had this version in 2022, why on earth is the version he showed in 2023 in 2022, why on earth is the version he showed in 2023
Weird.
showing a different profile
Well, you can
picture
see it's edited.
is the version he showed.
Yo.
But if he
you
had
can
this
see it's edited though, like, right? Am I crazy? You can see it's edited. Like, it's, look at the artifact thing on the rest of this screenshot, and then look at like the Call of Shame logo. It's way sharper. Right? Am I crazy?
version in 2022, why on earth
Like, this
is
one actually looks like, this one has the same level of artifacting as the rest of the screenshot. This one doesn't. This one is like, you can see it's pasted in. Am I crazy?
profile picture? But
Like,
if-
you'd have to pull it. I don't know how to do it, but I know you can like pull up in Photoshop and see when something is like, I don't know how to do it, but it's a way you can do it with like it's like heat maps basically. I don't know how to do it though.
if he had this version in 2022,
I would imagine if you do
why
that, then you would see that it's like not the
on
same.
earth is the version he showed in 2023 showing a different profile picture with the trophy numbers now completely missing? This is honestly blowing my mind. And by the way, this might be nothing, but notice how he's not signed into his account. This is what your profile page looks like when you're signed in. Game Battles closed down in 2024, so it's pretty interesting that
it was
Call of
shut down.
Shame screenshotted his own account as an anonymous viewer without actually signing in.
That's a good
But even
point.
that makes no sense, because he also shows apparent Game Battles emails he received, so he must have been signed in to show those. Nothing going on here follows any logic whatsoever. It's almost as if these screenshots reek of AI, similar to how AI completely
Do you think AI could generate like a screenshot of Game Battles? Maybe.
destroyed the totally real email that Twitch sent to Riley. But there is also a bit more to this page that you wouldn't pick up on unless you digged a little deeper. In this original screenshot from 2023, notice the order of the first place trophies. They are listed from most recent to oldest. And if you check every single profile page that you can find on the Wayback Machine, this is always the case. When it comes to first place, second place, third place trophies, they are always listed from most recent to oldest. And in Call of Shame's case, even though he had a habit of changing
I don't know if it just works. I don't really know how to like. Here's an image of a Game Battles profile that embodies the spirit of a seasoned Call of Duty champion. So this doesn't look nearly the same. That's not what Game Battles looks like. What the fuck is that screenshot? GameBattles.com. Like, you'd have to AI it and then you'd have to edit it. What the fuck is this game? Call cut cunt. Knockor Watones. Dude, what is that screenshot? Give it reference images. It's too much work. I don't care enough.
changing subtle.
I feel like it's more like less likely it's AI this part, and just him Googling Game Battles profile. We can probably find this. Profile views 150204, right? Game Battles profile. Like if you just Google Game Battles profile. The first one. That's the one Karl Jobst used. I'm simp. These are not that, it'd have to be older though. Like he probably just takes one of these and blurs it. Like that's what, that seems like the easier way. Because making it out of AI, it sounds like a lot of work. But I don't use AI all the time, so I wouldn't know. There's surprisingly lack of pictures on it though, so I don't really know. But he could have taken this one and then just like easily blurred these, removed some of these. What are we at? Wait.
James' case, even though his list run his streak of
Right? Like you could just take one of these and like just change the stuff up a little bit if you wanted to like hide which one you used. I wanted to like double check. I was like, imagine that was the exact one. Yeah, you just have to dig. You probably find something.
of AI, similar to how AI, and if you check every single profile page that you can find on the Wayback Machine, this is always
I think it's Shroud's face, I'm not sure.
the case. When it comes to first place, second place, third place trophies, they are always listed from most recent to oldest. And in Call of Shame's case, even though he had a habit of changing subtle details like editing the profile picture in this version and blurring the member date and leaving the profile views, which funnily enough was the opposite of the original version, at least the trophy order made sense. But look at the trophies in his recent video trying to prove that the page was really his.
As for being on the best team in the world, yes, I was. Nobody could touch us. We won everything during those seasons.
Now the order of the trophies has been reversed. It's now showing from oldest to newest. This is not legitimate. This isn't how trophies appeared on any profile.
Damn.
And it's impossible for this screenshot to be new either, as Game Battle shut down in January 2024.
Damn, it's
so
true.
just think about this for a second.
I'll think about
Call
it.
of Shame already had numerous pictures of his account that he had been showing on his channel for years. But instead of showing them, he created a brand new one with an incorrect trophy order. At this point, I don't even care if this page is his or not. Not only are the achievements on this profile pathetic, with only 5 trophies total, compared to the hundreds and thousands of actual decent players, but this page has
It's
been
so funny to
manipulated
me.
multiple
Like, assuming this was even true, it's like, yeah, you're a loser. Like LARPing as somebody who's actually good at the game. The guy goes and says, I'm on one of the best players in the world with 5 wins versus like 1,000 on some random ladder on Game Battles. That's actually fucking insane, right? Like he's literally LARPing. Yeah, yeah. I was back in high school. I was, you know, I would have made the big leagues. I was in the big leagues actually. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about? It's so weird, man. It's so weird. It's like just a nobody, like, it'd be like me going on and being like, I'm the best Overwatch player in the world. I was. I won it's 3 lands, 2 lands, sorry. I play and a second place in GMAC 2017. I won some lands. I'm not the best player in the world at all. But it would be like me making a whole career out of that. I mean, like, I'm the best Overwatch player in the world.
times. Once again,
with all my
these aren't
accomplishments.
screenshots. These are AI generated images. And even if they aren't generated by AI, they are generated nonetheless. These aren't real, no matter which way you want to spin it. And there is no reason to fabricate.
I think
and
he made a
manu-
little mistake in the phrasing there. Probably not gonna matter too much. But he probably should have said it either AI generated or they're photoshopped. That's all it is. I think that's what he should have said.
manufacture evidence unless you're a liar. But anyway, let's move on. He also spent decades on the forefront of cybersecurity and anti-cheat technology, working for Symantec.
When it comes to cheating, I am a credible authority. I've spent decades on the front lines of cybersecurity and anti-cheat technology. I worked on Symantec's double firewall, where my mission was clear: identify threats and stop them. I pulled apart Trojans and worms like Sub7, NetBus, and Back Orifice.
And he worked on the MSN Gaming Zone.
I worked on the MSN Gaming Zone, where I monitored cheating across a variety of titles.
And he even built his own gaming platform, directly competing with GameSpy.
I even went as far as building my own gaming platform, yes, my own platform, directly competing with GameSpy and others at the time.
And he also worked with Microsoft.
Later, I collaborated with Microsoft to track down cheaters in Age of Empires, which, by the way, I still play to this day.
Oh.
And he even built his own anti-cheat software.
I've even written my own anti-cheat. And no, I didn't need kernel level.
Like, this guy just... I said this the last time we watched this part, and I'm gonna say it again, dude. This guy is like 40 years old. Potentially of Indian descent. Or British. He's not American. His English is too bad. I know Americans with poor English, but it's a lot of proof that I don't think he's American at the very least. Like 40 years old. Extremely washed. No accomplishments in life. Peaked. Because he keeps boasting about this. This was probably like his peak. He won 5 tournaments. Like, this is all he has going for him. This guy's a nobody with no accomplishments. And he's still dreaming back to those days and making it out like it's like this massive thing that was amazing for him 20 years later, right? It's really pathetic, honestly. It's really pathetic. Like, that's what I hear when I see this. Just somebody who's really bad, and I ever found a way to like and just as a way to like, go full copium. He's like, oh, all cheaters are all streamers are cheaters. I am going to make videos on that, and then he's like, oh, I can monetize, and just keeps the grift going. I don't think he sought out to make money on this. I think he's just a loser. And he was like, yeah, I gotta do something. Like, I'm gotta do something about all these cheating streamers, man. I gotta do something about it. That's at least what I think. That's the impression I get from watching this guy.
I used AI-driven bots to infiltrate cheat sites, analyze loaders, extract cheat signatures, and break them down into raw data. And then, just to make things harder for cheat developers, I converted those signatures into what I called angelic script. It was an innovative approach.
Angelic script.
I developed Ricochet Trust Score, software that leverages user mode anti-cheat techniques to validate a player's PC integrity before the game even boots, using Secure Boot and TPM long before they became industry standards.
And he published a peer-reviewed PhD-level paper.
It's true.
And even published a peer-reviewed PhD-level white paper on computer vision-based cheat detection.
Wait a minute. Published, peer-reviewed, PhD. I don't think Call of Shame knows what those words mean. In any case, Call of Shame has amassed almost as many achievements as Tommy Tallarico. I'm sure his mother is very proud. And Call of Shame is extremely connected. He even works with the FBI.
I recently have been working with a very good friend of mine who works for the Bureau. I met her some time ago while visiting the Ark encounter in Kentucky. I wanted to provide a timeline of events.
Dude, it's so weird. All the biblical
the
references. Like, I guess Karl doesn't want to mention it because it's like, I think it's controversial. But it's really weird. It's icky, man. Why are you so obsessed with devils and angels and gods? Why does everything have to be a reference? It's really, really gross. If I'm gonna be honest with you. Is it because you're just making stuff up and you want to like grift harder, so you need to like lean into this? Or is it like just what he believes? And like, you can believe whatever you want. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to have like faith in something. But it's like, it's everywhere. Like, the entire video is like, so it's dripping with this Christian overtone. It's like really gross to watch. In my maybe I'm crazy. Maybe chat back me up if I'm wrong here. But like when I'm watching it, I keep feeling every time he references something, angelic script. He visited the Noah's Ark with an FBI agent, or whatever he said. And then like the amens and like all the psalms and it's like, oh, it's so weird, man. It's so weird. I don't get it, man. Like this, either it's a nefarious thing, like he's just like intentionally trying to make people to like fool them harder, or like he just genuinely believes it. I don't know which it is. It's very weird.
In Call of Duty Warzone, I headed for coffee to meet and discuss the best approach, to build a case against some Warzone streamers, to then present it to the community to make the ultimate decision. We disagreed how the evidence should be presented. However, the FBI was correct, and after some fresh coffee, we put aside our differences, and I agreed she was absolutely on point.
What is this footage? Why is she like in love with him? Why is AI? Hey AI, make the woman in this video love me and make me look really cool with sunglasses. It's the only way somebody will ever love me.
Honestly, it might be faster for Call of Shame just to tell us what he has not done. Call of Shame has done it all. He was the best gamer ever on the best team in the world. He worked with the biggest companies ever. He built his own gaming platform. He built the best anti-cheat software ever. He created the greatest PhD thesis ever. That was definitely not AI generated. He has decades of experience on the front lines of threat detection.
I don't know, man.
I was there during the IRC wars, when groups clashed for dominance. I watched the birth of botnets, the rise of reverse connections, and the inevitable collapses that followed. I lived it. They didn't.
He has seen it all. But with all of this real-world experience, he won't tell you his name or let you hear his voice, and spends his time anonymously creating AI slop videos on YouTube. Yes, this definitely checks out. Recently...
Dude, the thing with Call of Shame is like he claims so much and he makes so much slop, like it just attacks you. You can't. I have like so many thoughts about this guy. And I think a lot of people are in a position where it's like, I have so many thoughts about this guy. He's so weird. But it's like you can't really sit down and there's just too many things at the same time. You can't even like formulate an opinion on him. Because it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Like every time I think about this guy, it's always something new. Every time I hear about this guy, it's always something new. It's just insane to like, but I don't know. It could be intentional. But it's like we're just dealing with like, it's like when you're dealing with a pathological liar, right? Like he just lies about everything. The problem, I think, is we're taking him at face value where, you know, we're assuming he's a real human person. He's not, right? Like, he's an AI. It's like this, you're trying to argue with someone who's just coming at you in bad faith, you know? You know, it was a saying, like, if you roll around in the dirt with a pig, you're just gonna get dirty, and you're gonna find out that the pig likes it.
People have been looking into Call of Shame's channel, his anti-cheat software, and his white paper, with several videos being released from a few smaller creators who realize that Call of Shame is a total fraud. Struth Gaming did a recent video going over Call of Shame's white paper in detail, highlighting that it's a bunch of nonsensical, baseless claims with nothing to back them up whatsoever.
And get a load of this sentence. This white paper elucidates the theoretical foundations, architectural details, mathematical derivations, blah blah blah. And then we have him typing like this in YouTube comments. Thank you, no space. So much, mate. You're wrong, you're too kind. I appreciate, random capital letter. It's so much. So kind of you, Jared. Yep, you're wrong, you're right though. Missing the UGH. Dead on. It's indisputable, but simps will simp with ottr.
Like, what the fuck is that? With ottr? That's the thing that makes me think he's British, because that's like, he heard it phonetically, but I assume that's a word. He never read it.
questioning anything like, how do you mess that one up so badly? There's no blaming autocorrect for that. Same guy, by the way. The layers upon layers of disingenuity and deception are simply remarkable. He had to type in the values to create this graph. There is no mistake. He repeatedly chose to misrepresent the data and even present data that doesn't exist to make his own anti-cheat look better. And once again, he refers to biomechanics, and this time biomechanics studies. Surely there's a reference for that one. Nope, none of these are a biomechanics study. But while we're here, let's look at this hilarious excuse for a reference list. New AI classifier for indicating AI written text. Why on earth is that referenced? What a massive self-report. An AI-generated paper on a computer vision AI anti-cheat referencing something about AI written text that was never mentioned anywhere in the paper. There is no way Call of Shame put that there himself, right? It's so stupid.
And Harmful Opinions highlighted some really funny things in Call of Shame's past. Like that one time he pretended to have a girl on his channel named Supergirl by using an AI voice of a young boy.
I am known as Supergirl, and my mission is simple: to remove the streamers so the other players can enjoy a cheat-free experience. You fuck! I don't target any streamer, only the ones featured on Call of Shame.
Call of Shame. Why, a couple years ago, were you pretending to be a woman and uploading clips suspiciously aiming through rocks, just like Riley CS?
Then I saw him, scuttling up the ladder, so I took my shot.
Then you saw him? Where? Incredible work, you managed to perfectly track his elevation through the rock before he emerged. I guess you use aim trainers too. And that voice, it's very familiar. I played Crucible. There was a character in that game called Bug.
I protect my garden, and it protects me.
I use that TTS as one of my stream donor message readers, in memory of Bug from this dead game. So I know exactly which voice this is. And there's something kinda creepy going on here in my opinion. The voice he chose for Supergirl is called Justin, and this is what he would have seen when picking it. Justin. Male. Child. Having seen that information, he picked that one and fiddled with the sliders just a little bit.
Then I saw him, scuttling up the ladder, so I took my shot.
Sound familiar?
No, what? Scuttling up the ladder, so I took my shot.
I wanted to ask you this one-to-one, but I'll ask it here instead. Why were you pretending to be a woman using the AI voice of a little boy? Now, Call of Shame claims that this was a...
It's such a good sentence. It's such a good fucking sentence, chat. Why were you pretending to be a woman using the voice of a little boy? That is an insane sentence to have said, or I don't think these guys are AI voice. Have an AI said in 2025. What have we come to as a society, man?
Content creator he was helping with editing.
I have been assisting a new content creator over the last few days with editing and building her first video. Her name is Supergirl, and she will be taking out the cheating streamers in game.
This Supergirl is definitely not Call of Shame. I mean, on the About page of her channel, she did use the exact same kind of weird, unnatural English that Call of Shame uses, but just ignore that part. Apparently, he is now saying that Supergirl had nothing to do with Call of Shame. That's odd because on her About page, it says Call of Shame was doing her editing. Man, what kind of weird, creepy rabbit hole have I stumbled into? And as I pointed to earlier...
Dude, what if all of this is just fetish content? What if all of this is just fucking fetish content? Maybe we're taking them at face value, but people just watch this to jerk off. Have you thought about that? What if all of this is just fucking some weird fucking fetish content? Like, I'm just saying. What if saying, like, we're here watching this, like, oh, dude, what are you saying? This is so ridiculous. It's just porn. What if it's just porn, chat? Maybe we just have been approaching this from the wrong way, the wrong direction the whole time. Because this feels like fetish content, man. This is like the gamer, this is like fart porn. It's like the game equivalent of Brazilian fart porn. Like, it's really weird to anyone else. We don't get it. But dude, the 50-year-old dads watching this, they're fucking, dude, they are rock hard, man. They're cranking it. My God.
Boren also did a more general video about Call of Shame and the Riley situation.
It would make sense.
Despite all of these videos getting hardly any views, Call of Shame's response has been pretty funny. he immediately started scrubbing videos from his channel, deleting dozens, and he released a video response I briefly mentioned before, including that example of pretending that an AI summary was the Book of Leviticus. But he's also posted some pretty funny text dumps trying to pretend that these old, cringe behaviors weren't actually him. According to Call of Shame, he was only one of 8 original creators, and primarily worked behind the scenes as a researcher. But now he has taken full ownership of the channel. Apparently, he'd only begun editing about 3 months ago. He says that all of the older content on the channel belongs to the original creators. This is a very interesting claim, given that for the past few years, going back as far as 2022, the videos on this channel were always making the same claims about working at Symantec.
But it's what I am used to. I was able to locate and fix vulnerabilities within Symantec's first double firewall, saving a huge embarrassment on release. I headed a team over at Symantec that specifically worked to stop the injection of DLL.
Voice music.
I headed a team over at Symantec that specifically worked to stop the
injection
injection
of DLL. Isn't the same music?
I've spent decades on the front lines of cybersecurity and anti-cheat technology.
Oh, that's better. I could not listen to that. That was like, what was it, like trap music?
Text double firewall.
AI
where
trap
my mission
music.
was clear. Identify threats and stop them.
And with Microsoft,
my team participated in a Microsoft anti-bribery and anti-corruption program when we were working on a popular Microsoft title. Our job was simple: catch cheaters and publicly display them on the leaderboards. I was also in charge of an independent team of developers that worked with Microsoft Studios with one goal in mind: to catch cheaters. I headed a team of experts, where we literally wrote the entire source code for player stats. I've worked with Microsoft Studios to stop cheating at the highest level in many RTS games. I've worked with Microsoft Studios to stop cheating at the highest level in many RTS games.
Later, I collaborated with Microsoft to track down cheaters in Age of Empires, which, by the way,
it's like an attack on the census.
I still play to this day.
And creating the Guardian anti-cheat.
If my Guardian anti-cheat was ready, and allowed by Activision, I know for an absolute fact, I would have caught every single one of them. Soon, it will be ready to be used on the competitive scene, and it will finally put an end to cheating, once and for all. I've specifically designed Guardian to now detect DS4 Windows malicious scripts. I am working hard behind the scenes to really make a difference to the cheating problem. Guardian is now ready. Today, I sent everything to Activision, including the full source code. It detects cheats, scripts, Cronus, DS4 exploits, and so much more. I've created an anti-cheat to stop cheating in Call of Duty Warzone. Guardian is ready, and it's hungry for cheating streamers. Guardian has awoken, and it's hungry for cheating streamers. Let me introduce Guardian Defender. This is designed to be executed while a streamer is searching for a game. This will detect if the cheater is using Warzone agent, and many other
things. I mean, the point is here is like they're all, it's the same phrasing. You can tell it's definitely the same guy making these. He's using the same phrases. He's hungry for streamers.
It's designed to cheat in the World Series of Warzone. It will not detect cheat software, such as aimbot or walls. That's for Ricochet. I believe if you really wish to reach the finals, it must be done fairly. The software is free.
Reach the finals.
Anyone can download it.
Finals mentioned.
It's available now. Simply head over to callofshame.net and go to the download section. Don't listen to anyone attempting to discredit my work. My software has been digitally signed, reaching the highest possible level for software authentication.
For the past 6 months, we've been developing Guardian True Sight.
Who the fuck is this guy?
This is a uniquely trained AI-based anti-cheat system from Guardian Labs. It's powered by advanced computer vision technology, specifically engineered to analyze Call of Duty gameplay with surgical precision.
I've even written my own anti-cheat.
What's up with the mic change, the voice change there? What's happening? Why did we just not gonna address that?
Kernel level access. I used AI-driven bots to infiltrate cheat sites, analyze loaders, extract cheat signatures, and break them down into raw data. And then, just to make things harder for cheat developers, I converted those signatures into what I called angelic script. It was an innovative approach, and it worked. I developed Ricochet Trust Score, software that leverages user mode anti-cheat techniques to validate a player's PC integrity before the game even boots, using Secure Boot and TPM long before they became industry standards.
So according to this story, despite not being an editor and being only one of 8 researchers, the channel always exclusively used Call of Shame's credentials specifically and no one else's. And the other creators, despite being not Call of Shame, were always just talking as if they were the ones creating the Guardian anti-cheat. And they were doing this for years. So it's quite convenient that none of the other 7 people's credentials or history were ever mentioned anywhere, and they were all completely fine shilling Call of Shame's anti-cheat tools only, and nothing that they'd ever done. And Call of Shame wasn't removing videos to hide evidence. No, it was because the previous creators, the ones that no longer exist, were extremely connected within the television and music industries. And because they were so connected, they were able to freely use copyrighted materials from the movie Kick-Ass, and Sia's music, and even the Game of Thrones theme.
Yeah.
Wow. Not only was Call of Shame on the best esports team in the world, and worked with all of the biggest companies, and created the best anti-cheat ever.
I think it's like a 12-inch peener as well, chat. 8 inches, by the way.
Is a genius.
Shout out if you know that reference. 8 inches, by the way.
With an amazing published, peer-reviewed PhD thesis, and works with the FBI, but his co-workers on this channel were balls deep in the music and film industry. It's a shame we'll never learn about who these 7 dwarfs were, because I'm sure they all have fascinating stories. And it's a giant shame that none of these other 7 dwarfs have ever come forward to identify themselves. They just shilled Call of Shame's work for years, taking no credit of their own, and then simply vanished like a fart in the wind as soon as the channel received the tiniest amount of pushback from people looking into it. In any case, these mysterious other creators, that were never referenced in any videos, are all conveniently gone now. And Call of Shame has risen like a phoenix as the sole owner. And apparently, despite losing 87% of the channel's workforce, video output wasn't affected at all, despite Call of Shame having a full-time job. And in another amazing coincidence, it was Call of Shame's voice that was chosen to be the voice of the channel, and not one of the other creators.
When's the last time we played the finals? I think 2 weeks ago? Didn't enjoy it. Meta sucks ass right now.
YouTube's upcoming policy changes may restrict channels from using AI voices,
I don't expect it.
which could have affected us making our videos. To stay ahead and make sure there are no issues, we'll be switching from an AI-generated voice to a real human one. This way, we can continue bringing you content without interruption.
What you're hearing now is the new voice for Call of Shame. Yes, this is my real voice. To be precise.
It's just such a blatant lie. Bro didn't do nothing, he just walked 3 steps back. It's just such a crazy, like, how has YouTube not cracked down on this? It's like, how is this channel still up? I don't get it, man. How can you say this? I just have such a blatant lie.
The voice of one member of the Call of Shame team who has been appointed as the official voice of the channel. As many of you know, several people contribute to how the channel operates and create content, but one voice has now been selected as the main voice of reason.
Gee whiz, the coincidences are really starting to stack up here. Now, I know this is all very confusing, but let me just make sure everything is crystal clear. Since 2022, the Call of Shame channel has been talking in the first person about creating the Guardian anti-cheat software, and has been talking in the first person about working at Symantec, and with Microsoft, and being on the best esports team in the entire world. But that was not Call of Shame. That was in fact 7 other people whose backstory or work was never brought up. It was them who pretended to be a girl on this channel by using the voice of a little boy. Not Call of Shame. He would never do such a weird and creepy thing. He's innocent. The funniest claim in this post, however, is that the voice used in these videos is apparently Call of Shame's real voice. And if it sounds weird to you, it's just because he runs it through a non-expressive engine to keep things calm and consistent.
You can just read, like, this is such a funny, like, just re-record the line if you want to. Just re-record the line.
Well, I guess that clears that up. No further questions. I honestly don't know what is more bizarre here. The fact that this channel exists, or the fact that people actually believe that Call of Shame isn't some batshit insane fraudster who has faked basically everything about his channel, career, and so-called anti-cheat software.
Yeah, right, like, I don't...
There is one more thing regarding Riley's play that I need to discuss.
I wanted to watch this. Sorry, we'll finish this video soon. I wanted to watch this video before we started playing today because I saw it this morning and I wanted to watch it, but it's like, it's a really long video. It's like a content nuke. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to, like, so much time. But I really, dude, and I was like, let's just watch it. Like, I have my breakfast, we'll watch this, we'll react to it. And that'll set me up. We'll be in a good mood when we come in. What a jumping game. But honestly, man, my mood is ruined. This is horrible to watch.
I had so many comments about it under my last video. People were claiming that Riley's skill level jumped up dramatically from the first day of the beta to the second.
We'll read some comments
and
after
this is definitely true. Her skill level did jump up dramatically. The channel 10IQ Gaming has a video exposing this.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Big aim moment. Ready? Here we go. Oh, can he land a shot? Oh, he missed. He overshot it. No way he missed. Damn. What a fuck trash can. Oh, we're coming down. No, we're going off to the right. That's the wrong way. Oh. Okay. We landed a bullet. Oh, no. That's not going to do it. No, the recoil is just too much. I really don't understand how this 16,000 hour player just can't handle recoil. Like,
oh my god, this guy's so obnoxious to listen to. This is actually worse than Call of Shame. I'd rather listen to AI than this person ever in my life. Who is this person and why are they on my video right now? That is disgusting. That is a disgusting, like, words aside, it's just so annoying to fucking listen to. Oh my god, just shut up. Can we move on?
He's gonna run away.
I'm skipping ahead. I'm skipping ahead.
The literal.
I'm sorry.
Does this?
This is very.
There we go. Back to Karl Jobst. That guy is just so fucking annoying to listen to. Jesus Christ.
Very deep and thoughtful analysis.
I'm saving you guys like a minute of just rage bait.
But there is actually a key difference between day 1 and day 2, and it's the frame rate. Notice in the day 1 clips, the frame rate is double digits, and on day 2, the frame rate is a consistent rate of over 200.
Also, you improve a lot from day 1 to day 2. Like, I just have to say it. Like, dude, my day 1, I played pretty, like, well, I played okay because I played in LA, right? Day 2, I played a lot better though still because you just get more used to it. In LA, we all did the same thing. Day 1, we played off stream. We got to play for 4 hours, try the game out, see what works and what doesn't. A lot of people sucked ass. Day 2, when we were streaming, people played significantly better. Better loadouts, position better, played better overall because they were more familiar with the game and got to sleep on it. Now, obviously, she fixed her frame rate here, which makes a massive difference. But just having, like, dude, people are, you'd be surprised how much of a difference one day and a little bit of sleep really does. It's quite a lot.
NIQ Gaming doesn't seem to think that frame rate matters, and asserts that this is just an excuse.
From noob to pro overnight. I don't give a fuck if you play at fucking 90. And not just be a how do you go from struggling to get 3-4 kills a game?
A huge display of ignorance. It's a well-established proven fact that the frame rate drastically affects.
He just, like, I don't know, like, he lives up to his name. He sounds really ignorant. 10IQ Gaming. I don't know. I think we go from listening to Karl Jobst, who clearly knows what he's talking about. You could tell that this guy is an intellectual, right? He thinks about what he talks about. There's a lot of like I'm a stupid person, right? But like you can tell this guy knows what he's talking about. You can tell that he thinks. You can tell that he like actually is smart, right? And then you cut to 10IQ Gaming. Just like in the way he expresses himself, I'm like, I say we're dropping from 100 IQ to 10 IQ, quite literally. It's awful.
X-aim. In 2019, Linus Tech Tips conducted an experiment comparing different frame rates and its effect on aim. An experiment which included a couple of professional gamers. And in this experiment, it showed that for the flick aim test, which is exactly the type of aiming that Riley is being called out for, aiming ability doubled, going from 60 FPS to 144 FPS. That is a monstrous difference in aiming between the
that
two
is a big
frame.
difference. I mean, you don't even need stats to notice. We recently went from because we fixed the DLSS on Rivals, right? We had like this crazy DLSS, so crazy input lag, like 100 to 160 frames at best. And now we got the config running. We got like 240 to 300. It does dip, but it is significantly better. And our aim has like improved tenfold. We got like accusated by streamers yesterday. Like it's insane how big of a difference it makes. It's like the frame rate is not cope. If you're a console gamer, yeah, frame rate is cope because you use aim assist. Like a lot of these times, a lot of these arguments, a lot of these things always comes down to, oh, it's aim assist. Like, yeah, you're playing on controller. Of course, you don't know what good aim looks like or real aim. You don't understand that frame rates affect your aim because it's all manual. You don't understand what flicking is. Like, you just don't play on a mouse and keyboard. You don't have that experience. Whenever I see a cheater who's on controller, I'll be like, I don't know if that's aim assist or if that's cheats. So I usually don't comment on it because I can't tell the difference. There was a recent drama about a brain C in Apex. Like people don't like somebody's literally aimbotting, but they're on controllers. So people are like, oh, they're not cheating. And you see somebody who's just doing pretty solid, like above average, obviously on MNK, and like that has to be a cheat. You see his mouse is moving fast. That's cheating. It's obvious.
Right. Shroud himself confirms that FPS is the most important, specifically when it comes to this type of aiming.
When you're scanning around a map, do you think having a higher refresh rate monitor helps you identify a target more quickly?
That's where I'd say it helps you the most, because when you're the faster you move, the harder it is to see on
I'm a
60
controller.
hertz.
I had 450 hours on the finals was with 120 hertz, but my performance improvement drastically. Okay, well there you go. That's even on controller, you would tell a difference. I will tell it's not as obvious, but also if you play on console you just have one. Like it's not going to change anything.
If you're, I mean, the reaction time is kind of a good way to put it, I guess, because like when you're looking at a still image, nothing's going to change, but once everything's moving around, it's going to get a lot harder. So yeah, absolutely. Going from 60 to 144 is like night and day for me, obviously, right?
And also, it's worth noting that players who practice a lot in aim trainers like Kovacs are dealing with extremely high frame rates all the time. So going from what they are used to down to double-digit FPS is especially disorientating. In Linus's experiment, the streamer Grims performed the best at 60 FPS precisely because it was what he was most used to.
So you were the 60 hertz king today. Not only did you nail more double door shots than Shroud and Corey combined, I think, you also scored equally on your bomb site defense between 60 and 144.
I don't know. Like I mentioned before, like 60 hertz was, pretty much like my main thing for a while, and then finally moving on.
What's up, Enigma?
It like when I switched to 60 hertz,
finishing this Karl Jobst react,
it all kind of felt familiar with like the delays and button timing and all that stuff. So I was kind of able to just pick it up right away.
Also in 2019, Nvidia conducted a study measuring the impact of frame rate on first-person shooter performance, and found a direct correlation between the kill-death ratio and frame rate.
So we've explained some of the fundamental concepts, but why is this important? Why does high frame rate matter? What we have here is a chart that plots the correlation between high frame rate and success in a first-person shooter. In this case, what we've done is measured kill-death ratios in battle royale games like Fortnite and PUBG.
I will say, I have, just to be the devil's avocado, you have to keep in mind correlation doesn't equal causation. You have to keep in mind that people that have 180 FPS are probably pretty dedicated about being good at the game. I'd like to see the outliers on this. Like, there's people that spend $5,000 on a PC and now they just suck in for 300 FPS, right? But I think most people that spend a lot of money on a setup, on your graphics card, on your peripherals, they're usually pretty hardcore about the games they play, which means they're bound to perform better. Correlation marketing. Yeah, there's also like this underlying obviously Nvidia is gonna say you need more frames because you will play better, right? That's like me saying you guys need gamer subs using code ottr for 10% off because it will make you play better. It actually does. Check it out. It's great. But it's like there's always that underlying, and like what they're saying isn't wrong. I just think it's an important distinction to make. Like it's, you know, they're saying this for a reason. And I can say from my own performance, you can look at my streams like a week back when we hadn't figured out the frame rates. It was lagging. Like especially, it was really laggy last week. And the DLSS was going crazy. We had like 100 frames, like super high input lag. I could not hit shit. And like for a while, even like mouse acceleration was kicking in. I don't know exactly what was happening. But we fixed it, and we got up to like 240 to 300 frames for the first time in Rivals probably ever that I can remember. Like true FPS, native resolution, not DLSS. And our wins skyrocketed. Covered through all the hassles to prove 10 AQ's stupid argument follows is true religion. Yeah. I mean, the 10 IQ argument just feels like, actually, you know,
the correlation between higher
this doesn't seem very thought out.
Frame rates and higher kill-death ratios. If you're interested in the study, please check out the link below.
Oh, there's this full study on this. We could look into this. Like, again, it is true. I just think it's a bit like, you know, I just wanted to point it out. I wanted to seem smart as well. Everyone's throwing smart takes in the ring here. I just want to like be part of the smart squad. You know, it's an important distinction to make.
So not only do we have experiments proving directly that a higher frame rate improves aim, but we also have statistical analysis that also shows that a higher frame rate results in
I think the Linus Tech Tips video is better, in my opinion, like a better source. Here we go. We got some outliers. There we go. That is a really nice. I like that. This is what I wanted to see.
Better performance metrics. So regardless of whether or not you think Riley is cheating, comparing day 1 to day 2 is an extremely weak and disingenuous argument, given that we can plainly see her frame rate more than doubled between these two streams. So her aiming ability was going to improve dramatically no matter what, given this increase.
Somebody mentions 10 IQ, I'm just gonna mention that. That's a lot of people still mention this to this day. It's the frame rate.
That with the simple fact that people improve on their second day of performing any task, this increase in skill is not surprising at all,
right?
Even to be expected.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you. That's what I just said.
But people like 10IQ Gaming don't seem to appreciate very basic concepts like the effect of FPS on performance, which has been very clearly established for many years. And then based on this ignorance, they'll use this so-called evidence to claim that Riley is cheating. And then his viewers will flood my comments telling me I'm the one who doesn't understand what I'm talking about. It's quite ironic. People have also claimed...
All I'm saying is, dude, I feel like even the name, his name is 10IQ Gaming. The whole shtick, just from those clips, the whole point is that he's supposed to be really dumb, right? That's the whole point of his channel. Why? It's in the name. Why would people use him as an authority on anything? Right? Like, why would people use somebody who is a self-proclaimed idiot as an authority on anything? I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
That Riley's weapons have no recoil. And this is because the weapon doesn't start aiming upwards when she holds down the trigger. And again, this seems to be based on ignorance. It's as if the concept of recoil management doesn't exist. Here is Riley demonstrating that recoil exists, but you can just mitigate this by subtly moving down the mouse to compensate. I assumed this was a skill most people would be familiar with.
Yeah.
What's incredible to me is that despite the amount of displays of ignorance these people make, their confidence level never seems to drop or falter. They originally claimed that Riley should be a pro and that she is a great player because her aim is good, which I showed was demonstrably false. And when you look at Riley's stats for both beta periods, they aren't good at all. Shroud's kill-death ratio was 6 times higher. They claimed that Riley perfectly locked onto an enemy behind a rock, which I showed was impossible to tell and unlikely. They claimed that she couldn't have known someone was there, and I showed that the enemies were on the minimap in that direction for almost 10 seconds before that clip began. They claimed that Riley was snapping perfectly to players in smoke that were invisible, when I showed that in the original footage the enemy was clearly visible and the snap wasn't perfect at all. They will claim that Riley perfectly snaps to enemies, when it's clear when you slow down the footage this is almost never the case.
Right?
Originally,
She overflicks
it was
all
the
the time.
snapping that was the aimbot, and the flick to the rock was proof of cheating. Then it changed to the snaps not being proof of anything, and it was instead Riley using soft aim. They will claim that Riley improved too much between day 1 and day 2, even though the 2 days are clearly differentiated by a drastic change in FPS, which explains the difference perfectly.
This is a very
They
good
will
summary.
even lie and say that Riley was banned by EA and used multiple accounts. They will lie about Riley's ban in 2024, claiming that Twitch never makes a mistake and that Riley's appeal was denied. They will use conflicting logic when it suits their agenda, claiming that exposing Shimmy and kicking him from the team is proof that Team EXE protects cheaters and thinks cheating is acceptable. They will manufacture evidence, take quotes out of context, and manifest non-existent quotes into reality. And despite all of these mistakes, all of this ignorance, all of this flip-flopping, and all of this dishonesty, their certainty level that Riley is cheating remains and will always remain at 100%. And in contrast, despite me showing that all of their claims are completely misguided at best and intentionally fabricated at worst, I still have not, nor will I ever, say that Riley isn't cheating. Though of course they will continue to claim that I am defending Riley or that I think she isn't a cheater, and they will continue to mischaracterize my positions and motives. They will continue to do this because they won't be able to address the actual content of my videos. Personally, I don't know if Riley cheated, either now or in the past. As I said in my previous video, the only thing I know for certain is that the most outspoken Riley detractors are the ones who are spreading the most misinformation. Every single point they have raised can be adequately explained, or is just a complete lie so an explanation isn't even required. And until actual concrete proof of cheating or a confession is provided, I will continue to remain skeptical, as should you.
Yeah.
Recently, someone posted to my Discord a screenshot that perfectly encapsulates a hurdle that I've always faced when I release my videos. They posted my previous Riley video to a Discord they were in, which was met with this response. Karl once again proving he's on the back foot of a topic by being a week late to the party to reignite drama. To this person, and to many people, taking your time to investigate a situation and craft a more thought-out response is a bad thing. Me taking my time to make sure what I'm saying is correct and taking my time to try and understand a situation as best I can is a fault. For the life of me, I don't understand how one can arrive at the conclusion that spending more time thinking about an issue or spending more time to ensure accuracy is a character flaw and something that people should avoid or attack. And the fact that I release videos later than other people means that I'm doing something that should be criticized. It is simply impossible to make videos every day or just after an event and have any degree of certainty that what you're saying is correct. But it's shocking how many people just don't appreciate this concept. Whenever there is drama, there is always a race to see who can get their content out first. But being quick to produce content is directly correlated with how incorrect your content is. Personally, I will continue to take my time when investigating situations like this. And I will continue to produce videos that are far more well-researched than those that are rushed out quickly by others in an attempt to capture an audience. And I really do appreciate those of you who understand that being late is a function of being thorough, not a function of laziness or an attempt to reignite drama, as this person and many other people will assert. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Oh my god, that was such a long
Hello, you absolute
video.
legends.
1 hour and 30 minutes. We watched it all. It actually took quite a lot longer than that. Anyways. This is how we react to videos, man. This is a 1 hour 30 video. We spent like 3 hours on it. Give him a like. Yeah, let's give him a like. Let's give him a like. He deserves a like. He worked hard for this video. It was a good video. I liked the dislike ratio though. That's kind of crazy. Let's read some comments. I think the most upsetting part of this video is the horrible music loop the Call of Shame uses. I feel like I'm watching a truck commercial. While I tell the stream, paw cam to prove I'm not cheating, yet in the video we can clearly see that it's a hand and not a paw. Will the lies never stop? I showed this to my peer and he said, what the fuck is this? Carl getting divorced and going to America to live with the cat girl, and AI video told me so. It's true. AI stops channel saying we will now be using a real voice before swapping to another super obviously AI voice and calling it a real one. It's one of those things that make me question how anyone ever believed that channel ever was anything else other than AI generated slop with negative value. I guess we've officially entered into the people believe AI generated slop videos era. It's been going on for a long time now. As what the call said, we know Riley's banned because his video said she was and it was coming. I don't know if we got an ottr 2 video on this. We could. I don't know, like, if it's worth making a video on it. Just cut it out of the VOD and put it on there maybe.